What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
We're undefeated, bro. 3-0. It's a great day, man. It's a great day. How you, man? You look fly low key, man. I see the hair. You got, yeah, bro. Start winning some games, man. All of a sudden, you clink the, hey, bro. The fresh, hey, I like you, man. I like what you see, man.
Well, the cut was for the wedding.
I like what oh, that's right. The mystery wedding that you did not get. I don't see no ring on your finger, so you actually didn't get married.
Yeah,
all right.
Like I said, wasn't my wedding.
Okay. Did you catch the garter?
No, there's none of that.
Oh man. Did you at least try?
I don't even think they did it. To be honest, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was in and out. I was outside, and so I don't think they did it, or I wasn't around when they did it.
You were looking for is what you said.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they ended up actually doing that.
Dixie, I ain't worried about any of that y'all talk about. All right, if that's what that means, I'm cool. I don't want none of that. Chapman, you look fly, bro. Let's get it, man. How was the weekend, though, man?
Great.
It sounded like it was all small. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was. It was a real good time.
I like it, baby. I like it.
Yeah, it's fun time with friends, family. Because obviously there's the wedding. Pitt won. Smoked Youngstown State. Put up 70 points. Holstein 5 touchdowns.
Was that Youngstown pack out? Did that Youngstown pack get put?
No, not for that. Not for that game.
Okay. I just ain't know. I ain't know.
Nah. And then, yeah, obviously yesterday. Awesome game from the Steelers.
Let's go.
Absolute awesome game.
Let's go.
Offense, defense, special teams. I'll give them a shout out. Even though Boz missed the 62.
Oh, don't go up like that. It's from 60 plus. That's all right.
It was a long shot, but with how Boz has been playing, I actually expected it to go in.
Low key, I did too. I was kind of disappointed when I saw him miss. I'm like, yo, I've seen you hit from 50 plus that look like it'd be good from 65. Then you finally get to 62, and it's like, man, you could have hit this, bro. I feel like might have gotten his head a little bit, man.
Yeah, so overall, good weekend.
I like
really good weekend.
Salute, man.
Yeah, probably one of the top 10 weekends this year.
Let's go.
In the top 10.
Let's go. I like that, man.
I don't know if that's saying much. How many weekends have we had? Probably 30.
We've had a lot of weekends, though, bro. This is an elite weekend, man.
Yeah, top
These
10.
are your two passions, though. When you talk Steelers, when you talk Pitt, and you said it was a friend that got married, so you got all 3 elements of your life hitting the right way, and everything was excellent. Yeah, seem about right. I even saw where Pitt was receiving votes in the top 25 this week.
I don't want them to be.
No, but they are. It's okay. It comes with the territory. You win enough, you get respect.
No.
Yeah.
I know. I just don't want the hype to get too high or anything.
No, you know how it goes. It's the same with Phils. When you play well, you're going to get respect. You're going to get more support. And it's up to you to handle it and keep going the way it is going. But yeah.
100%. Pitt's deserving of it. Fields is deserving of it. I just worry about Pitt. I've seen it too many times.
Don't you do that.
The letdown game after being ranked.
Don't you do that.
Oh, it's happened way too many
times.
times.
Don't you do that, man.
In my life, yeah.
Y'all off this week, so it can't happen this week. You good. And then you got, UNC after that. I think y'all be good, bro.
Yeah, what's the scouting report on them?
Hey,
another big game for Holstein, you think?
Yeah. I think he should have an electric day out there. All right. Now defensively, they got a couple receivers. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got some receivers, but the quarterback, think DJ. Okay, give me DJ vibes.
Okay, not worried at all then.
Yeah, he give me DJ vibes. Like he gonna have some moments, and some of the moments are manufactured by that nice, ACC officiating crew. So hopefully it'll be a little bit better for you in that situation. But yeah, he give you DJ. He gonna have some moments. He gonna pass the eyeball test. He definitely do that. But from then on, I think y'all will be all right.
Yeah, I don't know where Holstein is in the Heisman talk either. I'm trying to avoid it at this point. Unless
Why?
I'm talking to TG.
It worked with Kenny?
Unless I'm talking with TG, I'll tell him what it is, what the deal is, and how good Holstein is and stuff.
Come on, man.
I don't know, man. I'm just...
Why are you scared to lead into it, man?
I'm not.
Who recruited him? Which school recruited him? Which school did he sign a national letter of intent to attend prior to coming to Pitt?
Alabama.
Come on, man. We ain't say Alabama Tech. You just say Alabama A&M.
Hey.
You said Alabama. Who was just the head coach there
legit,
up until this season? Who was the head coach there?
He's legit.
Come on, man.
I think I'm just looking out for him. I hope I don't want him to see headline. Hopefully, he's someone like Herbert, where Herbert doesn't have any social media or anything like that. So if he's that type of guy, I shouldn't be worried about the headlines and hype potentially getting to him. But he's 20 years old or something. I'm sure he's paying attention to what's being said online.
Yeah, he's still young.
I don't want it to get to his head.
I think he's gonna be all right though,
man.
You
gotta stay low key.
I like it, bro. I like it.
You gotta stay humble.
When you're playing well, and especially when you think about, because you can make the correlation between Pitt and Pittsburgh.
I know.
Pitt had Kenny, and they've experienced what it felt like to have a high-end dude at the position. Then you experienced what it was like when Kenny left, and now y'all got a guy again. So it's like, that excitement is there for a reason. But he 100%. Looks legit. Like, I think he's straight. Like, it don't seem like fool's gold or flash in the pan. No. Like, and it seems legit, man.
It seems the same with the Steelers here in Fields.
Yeah, come on, man.
Only getting better and better as the weeks go on. I think with him, he's got a good perspective on him too, with how everything played out in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Whereas Holstein, he's new to this. He's new to the limelight a little bit.
Well, I wonder what it was like for him and Bam. Who was the quarterback down there? That was
Milroe last year.
Oh yeah, it's a little different. Never mind.
I'm surprised though he at least didn't get consideration over their backup, because remember they did the rotation.
I do remember
with Milroe and whoever the backup was,
and
the backup was so bad. Mm-hmm. They had to go back to Milroe. Milroe ended up finishing the season off strong. Yeah, I just can't believe Holstein didn't get consideration in that QB carousel last year. Especially with how he's playing this year.
But they maintained his eligibility, so that is a positive at least.
Right. Yeah.
Don't waste the year. Heck yeah, don't waste the year on it.
Good for Pitt at least.
Yeah. But I like it though, man. Like I said, man. I was like, shout out the whole state.
Yeah, really good
there,
weekend. Maybe I'm underselling it. It was a really good weekend.
It's nothing wrong with having a dope weekend, bro.
A snub. Maybe it's top 5 weekend.
Hey, it's nothing wrong with having an electric weekend that rivals some of your better weekends, man. It's nothing wrong with that.
For the year.
Yeah.
Top 5 weekend.
I like it, man. I like it. I ain't gonna hold you, man. My week was pretty fire too, bro. So yeah, man. I like when we have great weekends, man. It's like, everybody do what they supposed to do. Everything clicking where it's supposed to click. Like, can't complain, man. And I get to come in here and talk with my dog about the victory. I mean, it's a vibe, man. Oh, and on top of that, Deke, I ain't even realized, but shout out to Dave. He had texted me earlier. We finally have crossed over the 40,000 subscriber threshold as well, man. So salute to all of y'all that's been rocking with us, man. Because, like I said, man, take a team, baby. Takes a team. And, man, the way that y'all supporting us, we appreciate the heck out of y'all. But, man, shout out, man. So, like I said, across the board, bro. I ain't Jake, man. We just winning. My jam, you guys took care of business. Steelers took care of business. I got to call the game Friday night. Saw some, a little bit of history. Aliquippa taking the L first time since 2021. It was crazy, bro. Across the board. Now I got action tonight too, man. So hey, it's football all around. I love it, man. I love it.
I feel like I should be more amped up than what I am.
You seem like you got the wounded. You've been wounded before. That's all. You seem like you scared to love all the way. It's like, he had some troubles in his life. He ain't really willing to just go out on that limb and be happy. He's like cautiously happy. He's like, I
don't want to jinx either of these teams in any way.
Deke is in the it's too good to be true phase right now, bro.
It's what it's feeling like. It is.
Come on, man. Just lean into it, baby. You got to lean into it, man.
Like these last couple years, not only with the Steelers, but also with Pitt, have been like chip on the shoulder. We got to grind this out. Yeah. Us against the world. Seems like everything's going wrong, but we're still like floating, staying relevant, winning games, getting through it. And it just seemed like these last couple of years, it's just always something was going wrong. Anytime you get your stride and
you say, it ain't good. The shoe is gonna fall off.
The
other shoe has to fall off. It's like, no, it doesn't, man. It's gonna work, bro.
I know. I actually do. Yeah. I think deep down, we do have the right guys at quarterback, both at Pitt and then also for the Steelers.
Come on, man.
And I feel like the pieces, particularly for the Steelers with the defense, are all there. And obviously Tomlin, being the coach, he knows what he's doing. Like, there's no reason for it not to continue.
Cut your eyelids off, Deke.
There's no reason.
Don't live in your fears. Don't blink on it. Just cut your eyelids off, man.
Now, Pitt, different story. It's just, I mean.
You never had Holstein at quarterback, though. You've never had a former Alabama commit come and play QB.
Yeah, but this is, I told you, a stereotypical Pitt defense. That's what I'm more worried about.
But he's not your stereotypical Pitt quarterback, though. You got an outlier right now. So he seems to be the force multiplier. That's what you need.
Either way, we're in a good spot.
Let's get it, man. I like it there, bro. I like it, man. Like I said, everybody's good there, man. Cool. All right. On the front end, any deep thought before we get further into this thing? I mean, you feeling victorious this weekend. I'm just saying.
I said it last week.
You dripped out. You look good, man.
Coaching may matter more than we give it credit for traditionally. And I think this week was another example of that, particularly at the quarterback position. Malik Willis might be good. Andy Dalton, what the hell? You got Danny Dimes actually looking halfway decent out there. Who else am I trying to? I mean, Justin Fields, another example of that. It's 3 weeks in a row.
Did you say Sam Darnold? I don't know if you said him.
There you go. Another week of him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, how about those quarterbacks right there? Guys that afterthoughts. I mean, Geno Smith, he's
still repping.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've known about him and his resurgence from a few years back, but he's still kicking here.
Purdy, he even without the weapons, he still looked good offensively.
Yeah, Purdy was good. Even though they lost, that was pretty crazy.
How about your boy Levis?
I don't know what to tell you about him. I'm right about Levis. Is that what you want me to say?
I can't, bro. Stand on yours, man.
Yeah.
They say every week, bro, he got one of the ones every week. They like, yo, just there he is. He did it again. You think? Dang, he did it again. I'm like, let me find out. Deke might be on this up with this one, bro.
I called that one. I called that one after we played him on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
And where everyone was saying, "Oh, Levis is so much better than Kenny." I'm like, I don't know. I didn't see it. Dude had multiple chances in the fourth quarter to win the game. Kenny was the one that actually won the game. Had the drive to get the touchdown, go up. Levis had it, and he threw, I think, 4 picks on one drive, even though we dropped 3 of them.
Yeah. Hit him in the face, hit him in the hands.
I don't know what you guys are seeing in Levis. And then I get to see him play the rest of last year, and just he never really improved like that.
Yeah.
They signed Mason. I'm like, Mason's going to start over him at some point this year. So that looks more and more accurate.
They calling for your boy Kenny.
Going on. With the Eagles?
Yeah, they was calling for your boy Kenny, man.
Wait, really?
Little buzz. I don't know if it's like
really
all the way loud just yet, but yeah, it was some, yo, put Kenny in. Put Kenny get an opportunity. I was like, ooh, all right. I was like, ooh.
Didn't Hurts still have like 300 yards?
He did, but the game, wasn't what they wanted.
He doesn't look like Hurts. He hasn't looked like Hurts for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The MVP 2022 Hurts.
The marriage broke up.
What?
In terms of the coach, right?
Steichen, there you go. Coaching might matter.
It matters in terms of the pair. Once again, that was kind of my stance with Kenny and Canada. It's like you need both, man. As I look at a couple of examples, obviously we look at Justin Fields in a positive light, and we will point to how coaching has benefited him and the situation has benefited and it worked out. I also look at Arthur Smith and I say, man, you don't have Desmond Ridder out there playing quarterback. You don't have Tyler Heineke out there playing quarterback. I forgot the other guy. They used a third guy at one point with Arthur Smith as well down there in Atlanta. And it's like, it matters because think about how people kind of talked about just the offense as a whole in Atlanta. And it wasn't as glamorous, But then I think of Carolina, Bryce Young. They were saying, yo, is it him or is it the coaching staff? Is it him or is the coaching staff? And people still trying to put it on the staff. It is like you said, Andy Dalton come out there and it looked good. It was like, oh, all right now. And that's a good team y'all was playing against in terms of the Raiders. But that's how it is, man. You need both. Man. But I still feel like that player, man. You need the personnel, baby. But I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, Hurts hasn't been the same. He's still Jalen Hurts
still good,
to a degree.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't think they would be doing their team any wrong if they wanted to give Pickett a try.
Which I said, I was like, ooh, all right. Nice.
I think
shout
Pickett
out
would
Marcus
help him
Mariota. Good call. I forgot who said that in the chat. Let me shout you out real quick.
Yeah, there's some guys that are past coaching. Like it's too far gone. Or
NML finesse. Shout out to you.
Coaching's not going to help them at all.
Yeah, I do agree with that as well, man. Some guys is like, yeah, it's done. But when it's done the right way, man, and you get that nice marriage like we getting right here in Pittsburgh, looks good, and we're seeing the results from it as well, man. So obviously, we're going to talk about all of that. Yeah. All right, then. I guess we should pay the bill first. Then we'll go ahead and start the show. Because we got plenty we're going to discuss. The game was pretty fire. Got a lot of storylines, offense, defense we got to talk about. Got another big opportunity this week versus TG's boy. So, yeah, man. I like it. All right. Well, today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, the top-rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. Not only are they safe, but they are secure and reliable. Ladies and gents, and we like to have promo codes because we like to come bearing gifts. We like y'all like us. So with that being the case, we got the new promo code with DraftKings, and it's pretty simple. For my new customers out there, when you download the app, you make that initial deposit of $5, you will receive up to $200 in bonus bets with the promo code Moats. I mean, it's a pretty dope concept, man, in terms of how it works out. And, from there, you can use that to potentially hit on some anytime scores. We know with some of that going on this week because we saw a lot of tutties happening, baby, so we like that. But I also note that at times we can get lost in the sauce. And when that does happen, you might have to text somebody if you're in New York. And if you're, anywhere else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. I said a 1-800-GAMBLER. I said you better call. Go 1-800-GAMBLER. Now back to regular schedule programming. Drop it in the comment section where you're tuning in from, and then that way we'll give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel, baby.
Tito, good vibes from the 817, Fort Worth, Texas.
Tito!
Says Coach T, the GOAT.
Let's get it. Shout out,
Brandon
Coach T
Clark,
doing his thing, man.
Tuning in from the 540, Roanoke, Virginia. It says Barnett for Heisman. Go Dukes.
Ooh, hey now. Yeah, he had, I think, 7 touchdowns this week. Shout out, man. 5 through the air, 2 on the ground. My man. Deke, the maturation process of these quarterbacks, man. The same way we're seeing Justin Fields develop. Alonzo Barnett, man. We seeing a nice development going on down there at JMU. Go Dukes.
Barilla 92, Arlington, Texas, the 469.
Let's get it. Shout out to Arlington, Texas, baby.
Bay Area 510 is, Mike's Multiverse is tuning in from the Bay Area 510, Richmond, California.
Let's get it. Hey, shout out to Colton Foy Chu. He says that, or Colton Choi Fu. He says that my voice sounds like Jesus and Fergie mixed. I think that's a compliment. I feel like that's complimentary. Feels about right. Fergie, she get some hits. I feel like it.
I think that's a line from Step Brothers.
Yeah, that's about right then. That's about right. I feel I'm good then. Gotta be fire. It's a compliment. Definitely complimentary. Yeah. Shout out, man.
Killa from the 559, Tulare, California, 45 minutes away from Fresno, if you don't know.
Okay. I was about to say, I don't even know where that was at. Shout out to there. I like it, baby.
I am Rodney Robinson Jr. from the 313, Detroit. What up, though, my baby?
Let's get it.
Rob Lightfoot from the 843, home of the Gamecocks.
Ooh, okay. Did South Carolina win this week? I don't even know who they put. Yeah. Because I know last week they had game day. I don't know what they did this week.
Not sure. Colton Choi Fu from the 808, Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha, my brothers.
Hey, now.
And then the third, G. Blake from the 805, Paso Roble, California. The Don Hefe Kwan, 323 Watts, California. 4-0 on the way. And I'll say 2 more. Hassan T, 1989, 530 Sierra Nevada. Foothills,
Let's get it.
a.k.a. God's Country.
Let's get it.
And Nick Bitt from the 508, The Woo, Massachusetts.
Man, you know I got it.
Feeling.
Shout out to that 3-0 feeling. There's nothing like it. But I also got a shout out to the homie Small Voice in the 909 Steelers Club, Chapter Upland, California. So shout out to the 909 Steelers Club, Chapter Upland, California. Then after that, we got EE tuning in from London. Shout out to London town over there, man. I see you, LS_Lee in the 214. Dirty D. Dallas. Ooh, yeah. Shout out to Dallas. A little rough one yesterday. Amario Wade in the 713 Southwest Houston. Shout out. Then after that, we got the homie Richard RBs on the 310 Carson. And he says Steelers record 27. Can't tell me otherwise. Huh? Oh, Steelers scored 27. Can't tell me otherwise. Shout out to you on that. And shout out to Najee as well, man. And then last but certainly not least, Bear Pod in the 650 Mountain View, California, Silicon Valley. Shout out. All righty. Let's get to it.
Free OJ says it's crazy how effective and efficient JF2 is being without even using his legs. Yesterday he was a pocket quarterback. Next week he might be Vic. Love to see it.
No, that's a fact, man. That's part of what makes Justin Fields such an intriguing dude, man. Whether it was him coming out of Ohio State or even us looking at him and say, yeah, man, if it don't work out in Chicago, we would be interested because of this type of potential right here. Now, this is probably the most consistent we've seen, him playing at the NFL level. And that's the part that's super intriguing and, exciting because this hasn't been the case. It's usually been more of the roller coaster. But, yeah, to see him playing as efficient as he's playing and as effective he's playing and not even using what is his true bread and butter, which has been his legs, yeah, definitely got us excited over here, man. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, he's playing like I would have expected him to play coming out of Ohio State. Whenever I watched him at Ohio State, this is what it was. He was way more of a pocket passer. He was flashing the arm talent.
Yep.
Whereas in Chicago, he was not doing that as much and having to use his legs way more than he probably should have. And, yeah, I feel like he's striking the right balance here because he does have a really good arm, man. Like he
does.
Like, there's no reason for him not to be using it. And that's obviously, like, if you can hone in on that, that's what's going to age you out better as a quarterback, obviously. So, yeah, for him to be doing what he's doing just as a pocket passer, and I think we've got to see it more last week, but then this week to even, like, more of, like, a full fruition. I'm loving it, man. You love to see it because it feels like he's starting to really come into his own and be comfortable back there. And then, yeah, use the legs when you need to because he does have that ability. But not only is being able to pass the way that he has going to be better for him long term. I think it's just going to be better for him and the Steelers long term because he's not going to be in harm's way as much running the way he was in Chicago. I didn't think it was going to be at this point, week 3, which is like, dude, some of those throws, man,
it's looking good.
Some of those throws, the decision making, just the comfort back there when he drops back, it's awesome because it's not even like, okay, we saw that in Chicago last year. We saw that in Chicago in his first 3 years, and now we're seeing it now. Like we got to see him in preseason, and he looked helter skelter and out of sorts. So it really turned around quick once the regular season started. And we talked about, too, if you do get this opportunity in the regular season, I'm going to forget about what happened in preseason. I don't care at all because
regular season count more.
Yeah, regular season's where it actually matters, and then playoffs are obviously going to be where it matters more. He's playing really good, man. Playing really, really good. Only had 6 rushing yards yesterday.
Let's go. 5 of them on the touchdown run.
Yeah.
It's in a good spot, man. In a good spot.
Yeah, playing really, really good. That boy 23 says, I feel JF1 interception helped him not to be as conservative with the ball. He got it out of the way and felt good. Make Justin throw the ball, and they look bad, they said. Tay Adams could also want out of Vegas now.
Okay. Hey, man, I like it. However, it needed to be for him to be settled in. I think he was still settled in. I mean, you look at the interception, it was kind of some bad luck with it. In terms of the ball, bounced it up. And shout out to Bud Dupree, Johnny on the spot, man. But, man, to me, the thing that I thought was standing out the most from Justin Fields from the time he started throwing passes in this game was him anticipating. That's one of the things that we had talked about in the past with some of the other quarterbacks, just how we want more anticipatory throws because it's not always going to look open. But if you wait until you physically see the guy open, you're too late because the defenders are a little bit too fast in terms of how they react and, just the way the coverages are played. But when you see, the anticipating throws, dude, the Calvin Austin one, I mean, the defender's there. But it's like, I'm hitting you right where it needs to be.
Yeah, that throw was unreal. Pat Fryermuth was wide open right in front of him.
Right, but it's like, man, I'm anticipating. I want to get this. I want more. You look at the Scotty Miller pass. It's like, man, this is anticipating. This is arm strength. This is accuracy. But also, I like that he was showing touch at various points as well. To me, it just looks like a guy that's more comfortable. Like him and Arthur Smith were on the same page, and that's important, man. You have to have the guy that can be the architect, that can kind of, put it all into place. But then you also got to have the guy that can be on the field and executing those concepts, executing what the overall mindset of the offense is. I just think that right now, both of them, in terms of Arthur Smith and Justin Fields, they're growing in terms of their synergy. And that's what you want to see. But I think that's a big reason, from my perspective, why Justin Fields is so much more comfortable in terms of this week versus the previous week. Another thing, though, that I was listening to Coach Tomlin when he was doing his pregame interview he does with Bob Labriola. He was talking about how offensively we've looked the first two games versus what it was going to look like going into this game. And what he had highlighted was, he said, man, early on in the year, his mindset is to be intentionally conservative offensively because the execution isn't what it needs to be from an offense's perspective. And typically it takes longer for those guys to get all on the same page every single time. And it takes a little bit more time into the season for that to happen. So if you come out early in the year and you're more of this pass happy approach, or you're trying to take more chances, it's just a lot harder to overcome offensive adversity early in the year because you just got a lot of moving pieces you're trying to get figured out. Whereas typically defenses, it's a little bit easier for us to come out and start the season hot because we don't have as much, I got to worry about you doing this thing at this step for me to do my job right. It's kind of like, man, we can almost be like independent contractors on the same squad, whereas on offense, the timing matters. The unit, offensive line, matters. And he talked about how, like, they would focus more on running the ball in, not trying to put the ball in harm's way in both of those Bronco and Falcons games on the road early in the year. But he has said that this week should look different. It should look different because we're at home, because we're going to have the crowd, because we've had a little bit more time to start gelling more. And he was like, yo, we anticipate the offensive playbook opening up more. And we saw that in this game, and we saw more passes. We saw the ability to, even though Justin Fields didn't always run it, just the intent that, hey, man, this guy can take off. We even saw it in the red zone, and it equated to a touchdown. Yeah. So it was good to just, even hear it from Coach Tomlin, kind of giving us why it's been looking like it's looking offensively early on, and now where we are at this next stage in the development. And this is why I'm like, I feel even more excited about it, because now you're telling me this was by design, in terms of the super conservative. And he talked about even what we said, man, the safeties. He's like, yeah, Atlanta, why would we mess with the middle of the field? He's like, that's where the strength of their defense was. Talked about Denver. He's like, yo, altitude is important. On the road is important. But it's like, we know that they can't do this right here. They got that and that, but they can't do this. So it was like, that's why we attacked it this way. So it was like, yo, just hearing him, it makes a lot of sense why they're doing what they're doing. But once again, it is really, like I said, it's really promising to know that, yeah, they're not settled with what they've been showing either. That's not we're going to do this for 17 games. This was just how he wanted to start it. And I think that was also important for him to kind of hit home and clarify, because I do think some people felt like, yo, this is how it's going to be for the whole season. But he's kind of letting us know that, nah, we're going to continue to build this thing out and expand it. And this is still with the plan B situation, quote unquote, with quarterback, because we know initially it was supposed to be Russ, even going into the opener. So it's like, as this continues to build out and grow, we're seeing the production, we're seeing the confidence, not just in the coordinator, but in the guys on the field as well.
This is the plan A quarterback situation to me going forward.
I mean, we get it. That's how I'm supposed to react.
I mean, yeah, we got to. We got to stick with Fields. 3-0. I mean, after that game too, could have even had a better completion percentage if it wasn't for the Fryermuth drop. There was a Pickens drop across the middle. Like, he played really good, man.
I would agree.
Like, really, really good. Yeah. Fourth quarter too, like, got to have it type of series, got to have it type of drives. We got to put points up on the board. Delivered. First half, I think it was after the Chargers scored. We got the ball right back. They're up 7-0. How are you going to respond, Fields? He responds. Goes 8 for 8. Gets the rushing touchdown. I think he was really good, man. Really, really good. I think we got to stick with him. I don't even think it's a question. So, like, I think he's playing. Like, it was plan B to start off because we said, Russ, you're going to be the starter. And I think it goes hand in hand with everything you just said about playing maybe a little bit more conservative the first couple weeks because we weren't readying ourselves for Fields being the guy at the end. Actually, I guess you could even say for a good portion of like preseason, because like preseason week 2, preseason week 3, Russ was the starter, and then what was it, like the 2-3 weeks in between that and the regular season, like Russ is supposed to be the guy. I get there was maybe a little bit more uncertainty at the early portion of training camp because Fields was getting all those 1 reps, Russ was limited. But yeah, once you hit like midway through August all the way up to week 1, or I guess early August all the way up to week 1, it was supposed to be Russ. And then day of the game, Fields, you're the guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense as to why we would take a little bit more conservative approach, and then you get your first week after that knowing that Fields is going to be the guy. You got up the full week leading into week 2 against Denver. All right, it would make sense if you're not completely familiar with each other just yet, if you're talking about Fields and Arthur Smith and how you want to do things. Yeah, now week 3, let it a little bit more loose, and we get the result. And, yeah, it was Fields' best game yet. Best game as an offense. Looked like Mason Rudolph at the end of last season for those 3 weeks. Like, that's how good the offense was. I was saying yesterday, I don't know how many quarterbacks outplayed Fields yesterday. Like, there's probably like a handful of guys, but if you just look at week 3 across the board with quarterback play, like he was in top 10, maybe even top 5.
Yeah.
Played really, really good.
I'm with you, man.
And that's how Mason was playing at the end of last year. So this is what we want the offense to look like. If we could just keep on doing this, we're not going to have a problem at all.
Yeah, to me, that's the whole thing going forward. Because I agree. I mean, the way that he played, how do you take him off the field? Now, I know there are going to be people that have criticism of certain elements of it, and that's fine, but you can only control what you can control. You don't get to control who is healthy, who's not healthy. All you can do is go out there and make plays, and that's what he did. But like I said, for me, I just look at it as I want it to continue because, granted, it looked great and it's been great so far, but it's unfortunately just 3 games. And as quick as everybody is now on Justin Fields and showing him support, we also know that if he were to have 2 bad games, these same people that are loving him, praising him, saying he's QB1 will be the main ones talking about he sucks, got to get rid of him, get back to Russ. So that's the thing for me where I'm just kind of like, I like what I'm seeing, but I just want to see more of it. Just keep it going. You gave me this performance. It was a lot of context in this, very different than the first 2 games. More so for me, I learned a lot from him in the first half because he did have to respond back-to-back times with Herbert. I felt like it changed a little bit once Herbert went down in the 3rd, but it shifted to, can you do the kill shot? Can you finish off a team that you know can't score offensively? Their defense is starting to rail. Can you put your foot on the pedal and close the door? And that was the other part that was interesting. Now, part of me is like, I love that, but I still kind of wanted to see what would happen if Herbert kept scoring. Because up until that point, he was scoring. And that's the part where I wanted to see, like, can we keep matching that? Because I felt like in the first half we did, but we know first half, second half, it can get a little different. But once again, you don't get to control those variables. All you can control is executing this offense, leading the squad, and getting the dub. And he did all of that. So that's why for me, I'm like, you put him out there this week. You got to. But at the same time, it's like I also understand that as loud as support is, it can flip just like that, man. So that's why I'm like, he's got to keep it going. Whereas with Russ, the reason why Russ hasn't even had to practice and was still going to be viewed as QB1 is because his body at work, he's already done what we just saw Fields do, just way more time. So that's the part where it's like the back and forth. But for me, with Fields, like, you're doing this now. Until you do otherwise, keep going.
But I think to this point, he's even earned himself a hiccup to go back to him. I think he's earned himself continuity. Go 3-0 playing like this. I mean, if it's a little bit of a bad game next week or something, I can't predict how it's going to go exactly. But if it's a little bit of a hiccup, I mean, I don't see why you can't stick with him for another week. Like if it's a stretch of 3 games.
I said he had 3
something.
good games, and we're like, we're crowning him. I said if he had 2 bad games, how quickly it would flip. Not 1 game, like the same just 3-game window we're in. Because it ain't been 5, it's just been 3. But within 3 more games, if it flipped, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, so just keep doing what he's doing.
Well, and that's the thing for me. It's almost, if he's playing like this, it's hard for me to envision a really bad game for him, because I think based off those first 2 weeks, and you want to throw this one in the mix, he raised the floor. He's going in with that mindset of, I'm at least going to manage this game and keep it close. And then everything else after that is gravy. Because I see other quarterbacks and like making reckless. There's a lot of bad quarterback play out there through the first 3 weeks of the season, like making reckless throws and just throwing in harm. Like Fields isn't doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously you got to keep that up, but it seems like he's just a different Fields, and almost like that guy from Chicago, that guy from the preseason even is gone. Which again, that's why I'm just like, I'm like mind blown how quick the flip switched when the regular season hit with him. It's just pretty wild to me. But I think he's the guy, man. I think you rock with him until it gets like a rock bottom situation, or which again, I don't really expect that to happen. I don't, but I think you got to rock with him. I think this is his team. Like I think it's almost like I do compare this to Mason a lot last year, because we appointed Russ to be the star. We appointed Russ to be the leader, but I think if you ask the players right now, like, who's your guy, who's the leader? I mean, it's Fields, and it's just because of organically him being out there with the team and leading them to these victories, and being the quarterback, being out there in war with them in battle, and playing really good. You know what I mean? We're not winning in spite of Fields at all.
He's playing well.
We've been winning because of Fields, and more so, or most so, this last week.
I would agree.
Like each game, Fields has contributed to the victory, but yeah, last game was his best performance yet.
A very different feel with him out there. It doesn't feel like, yo, stay afloat. It's like, nah, he's the guy that's driving the ship. Like, that's what we want. That's what, I mean, when you talk QB1, when you talk franchise caliber QBs, that's what you're looking for. And like you said, when has Fields not been in that role? I mean, since he's been in Chicago, he's always been viewed as QB1, franchise guy. You got to lead. Now, we know the results weren't always there, but what they were asking of him was a lot different than what we've been asking of him here. And I think that that's really refreshing for him, because it, I think, has taken a lot of that pressure off of him. And now we are seeing him play like at Ohio State. But if you think about it, right, not saying that the Steelers are Ohio State, but at Ohio State, think about from a collegiate standpoint, you're going to feel like you got great coaching. You're going to feel like you have a ton of talent around you. And I just got to come out here and just play me. Just beat me. I don't have to go to Chicago where the coaching is questionable, the talent around you is questionable, and I got to go play hero ball. I think it's just a little bit more refreshing for him in this situation, because it's feel more like what he was doing at Ohio State, man. And we can still add to the talent. Now, granted, Coach T said he ain't trying to add no talent right now. He feel like he's solid at, you know. And shout out to Calvin Austin, man. Yeah, he looked good yesterday, man.
Scotty Miller and Calvin Austin played. Yeah, I mean, we're 3-0. Like, part of you got to think, just maybe we just don't rock the boat right now. See what it continues to look like. Yeah, as long as you're producing and you're getting the victories, it's like, man, yeah. Because Roman Wilson again didn't even play.
He was a healthy scratch, man. You got to see
Cordell Patterson become involved in the offense, so maybe he carves out a little bit more of a niche as time goes on.
Shout out to him running that rock late in the game too, bro.
And that might happen.
That looked real, bro.
Jaylen Warren, I think that injury is more serious than
it's the hammy, man.
Yeah.
Hammies are tough to deal with, man. Soft tissue, and he's a very explosive player. So you have to deal with: do I sit long enough to let it heal, or do I play at 80%, 90%, and pray that it doesn't grab when I break away, or pray that it doesn't, feel a little funny when the weather starts to get cold? But anytime you get a soft tissue injury like that early in the year, like, that's the fight.
That boy 23, happy for DJ. Hopefully shutting up some of our fans talking about how bad he's playing.
Ooh.
With what has he done when the situation was bad for him? Yeah. Didn't expect Andy Dalton to throw for 303 touchdowns.
I missed
yesterday.
it. What did DJ? I know they won, but how did DJ do? Did he do good?
Yeah, he had like 100-something a touchdown.
Quarterback matters, man.
Hey, yeah, Canales did it with Baker last year. Maybe that's all he needed was a Dalton.
Good quarterback is a good quarterback, man. Not everybody likes good quarterbacks. Some people only care for great, and it's like great or nothing. But it's like, yo, Dalton's good.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he's a good quarterback.
You're playing with house money with Dalton. You played with house money last year with Baker, so Yeah, whatever they give you, it's fine because you're not paying them. There's no expectations with them. Versus Bryce Young, first round pick. That's tough.
Because they're supposed to be great. That's the expectation for the first rounder.
I mean, at least be better. He's been bad, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you saw the same type of stuff with Flacco last year. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The resurgence of these
if you're a good quarterback,
old quarterbacks became backup journeyman type of guys has been pretty funny to see, honestly.
Yeah.
With a Sam Darnold, a Flacco last year, Baker Mayfield, Dalton.
Because they be trying to let y'all know that it's not easy to play quarterback in this league. And every time we be seeing these young guys get drafted, they're like, oh, yeah, he's going to kill it. The old heads be like, no, he ain't. I done this before. He ain't going to do it. Let me get in their system. I'm like, y'all watching Andy Dalton. Like, bro, what? Dalton made that thing look so good. They kept showing Bryce Young. I had the game on mute. And they showed Bryce Young face every time Dalton made a play. And I was like, God, dog.
Bryce Young, too, such a neutral guy.
It's like, man.
I don't know why you're trying to put him on blast or
they just kept. I'm like, why y'all keep doing it? It was like, yo, just look at his face. He's like so just. I'm like, dang, bro. It's hard out here, man.
Yeah, he's not the type of guy that is bringing a ton of attention on himself or
has he
out there in the media.
I've never seen him bang his chest and be like, yo, I'm not I don't even hear him do that.
Why are they doing that to him?
They be killing that man right now, bro. Yeah, just like, yo, you got to show the camera on his face every time every time. Even on the highlights, look, Andy Dalton, Bryce Young. Be like,
Steel King Nate has joined the upper room. They didn't even do that with Kenny last year with Mason, really, right?
Bro, it was like every play.
That would be more understandable than Bryce Young, just a very mild-mannered man.
Andy Dalton, touchdown pass. Bryce Young on the sideline right here. Look at his face. But shout out to Sting Kill Nate and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And hold on. Let me make sure I got this right because if I remember correctly, I feel like I just met you yesterday, right? It was you, correct? You and your lady? I feel like it was you. I wish I could click back to see the comment. I feel like that was you that commented that. But if it was you, shout out because it was definitely dope to meet you, man. Appreciate you pulling up on me at the FedEx Drake Hall was doing the interview with John Cole, man. Salute you on that. But yeah, man, Steel King Nate. Shout out. I want to say from South Carolina, if I remember correctly, man. I feel like that's you. I feel like that's the name. I could be completely off though. But I feel like that's the name, man.
Juby28 says pretty sure we have an all-pro center.
I mean, he's looking really good right now, man. I'm liking what I'm saying with him. I know they started talking that up on the broadcast, which I do like because typically that's the only way that you're going to consistently get a chance to get in those awards is if you get national people talking about you and saying it. They got to just throw it out there, man. So I do like that. But yeah, I think he's been playing really well, man, since he started out. These first 3 games, he's looked good. We didn't have the snap go all the way crazy this time. We did have a crazy snap, but Fields made it look simple. So I'm liking it. I'm like, yo, we getting it completely out of everybody's system between Zach and Fields, whoever it be. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing though with Zach. I mean, honestly, the whole line in my eyes, I thought Broderick played really well yesterday. We know that it was a big opportunity for him with Troy going down on Friday, and now that whole ordeal. Shout out to the fact that we didn't trade Dan Moore or cut Dan Moore at any point in time this offseason.
There's no more controversy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
Shout
don't
out.
Talk about it anymore.
Shout out.
Fowler-Towner's out for the season.
Yeah. And they put him on IR.
He's out for the season.
They went ahead and said it again?
He could come back for the playoffs, but
that's not out for the season. It's indefinitely, man.
Well, he's out for the season.
It's indefinitely.
Because we're not going to. At that point, if we're in the playoffs, I'm assuming Broderick's playing halfway decent.
We said that about the preseason going into week 1, and we saw what that looked like week 2. And we was like, oh, all right, but we get it. So I just don't know, man.
I'd bet some hard money that Fowler-Towner doesn't play this season at all. We'll see him next year. That's unless injuries happen, but knock on wood.
Man, we'll see, man. But I'm just glad that we got pieces up front, man. Spencer Anderson, I know he got reps. Mason McCormick came out there and took some snaps as well at some point in the game. James Daniels still playing well. Like I said, I like what we're doing right now, man. I don't have a lot of complaints about the unit from this game. Obviously, I'm going to go back and rewatch everything as well. But to me, man, I thought that those dudes up front, man, look good. And compared to what it's been, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not tripping on anything I'm saying right now with this group, bro.
Yeah, they had some help. We had some guys in there to help and everything, but
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's being smart as a play caller.
And Coach Tomlin talked about that leading up to the game as well. because obviously, you know, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Bud Dupree's like this tandem of rushers, and how do you deal with them? And he's like, man, we deal with this in training camp with Highsmith, TJ, Herbig, obviously. Shout out to Herbig too. But you know, he's talking about it's like, yo, we already know how to operate versus crazy pass rushes. He's like, yo, we deal with this every day, so we know how to like protect our unit. And you think about yesterday, Khalil Mack had a couple of plays, but no type of takeover. It wasn't a hostile environment for Fields. And even though we didn't per se like have the dominant day on the ground, like we still ran the ball really well versus them, man.
Yeah, I kind of like that we kept it balanced, even though we really weren't successful for like the first 2.5, 3 quarters with it. It took the pressure off Fields where he didn't have to drop back like 40 times. Even though in a way, because we weren't that successful, it put the pressure back on Fields because we have to convert on 2nd and longs and 3rd and longs, and he would do that.
He responded,
yeah, like Fields.
He responded.
He was elevating. He was that guy yesterday. He basically was. He was everything you would ask for.
He looked like the guy that you
draft.
Facts. Facts. You talking about was the 11th overall pick?
I have no complaints about what Fields did yesterday. I mean, even the pick, it's like, all right, man, you threw it into some tight covers. The ball got tipped up. Shit happens.
It got tipped up like 3-4.
He had some big time dimes drop. Like the one Freiermuth, that was an insane pass. And then the Pickens one, I mean, come on, Pickens. I don't even know what the hell that was. Hit you right in the eyes. I was on 3rd down too. It was kind of a big deal. So that was 3rd down. We could.
But he did have the nice cover 2 shot. But again, that set up the field goal on right at the end of the half too. I like that one.
That was Fields making a play. Yeah, scrambling out to the left. Yeah. Pickens. But yeah, if Pickens just would have caught that slant, we wouldn't have had to punt the ball back to the Chargers in the first place. We would have had a probably better chance at a closer field goal, or potentially got it in for 6.
Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, a drop or two's gonna happen as long as Pickens doesn't get it to Deontay type of levels this year. I'll let it pass. And he's really short-handed. That was an outlier from what we see from Pickens. Just a bummer. Because, I mean, at that point, Fields was playing lights out.
He was
playing lights out. That was a 3rd down we needed to keep the drive going. Let's score before half. Farron Bradford said, where's all the trade 22 chatter at now? Omar, give him his money during the season, please.
Now, you know, we won't do that. We won't do that. That's not to steal away. But shout out to 22, man. You think about the majority of the guys that people had hollered about trading or getting rid of at some point this offseason or even in training camp and / preseason have all been big parts of why we're getting out of these stadiums, man. You look at Naj, man, once again, provided that power, that consistency and that bully ball. Just, I feel like, man, he's the heart of the offense. Like, when he's going, when he got that, like, all pissed off, barking at everybody, like, we respond to it, man. I love the way that he's playing right now. And I would also say this, man, shout out to Naj. It's a contract year. Everybody hollers about what he can't do and what he doesn't do in comparison to other guys. And in the midst of all of that, this dude just continues to put the team first. Could have easily scored at the end of the game. Heck, contract year, you probably should score, because at the end of the season, the same people, you know, that was cheering about that victory be the ones talking about he only had X amount of touchdowns, he only had X amount of yards. And it's like, yeah, but you saw what he was doing. Did you see how he was able to help us close out that type of game right there, man? And that's the thing that, like I said, man, it's a ton of respect for what he's doing and what he's been doing as a professional here, because it's not easy when, you know, you hear the chatter when you're the guy that everybody wants you to get replaced. We know how we feel about Jalen. Everybody, oh, man, get him out. And it's like, Naj, once again, for the 4th consecutive year now, is being that bell cow, improving, you know, his value and his worth to us, man. So salute to him on that. But Omar ain't gonna pay that man right now, bro. We'll see after the season. But Omar ain't touching him right now, man.
Not good business.
Omar don't do bad business.
Najee's in a sling, they're saying.
Yeah, it happens. He'll be all right.
And what could be a little bit more than a precautionary measure, Steelers' #1 back, Najee Harris was walking through the locker room with his right arm in a sling Monday, speaking with a trainer. Brian Batko wrote. Shout
out to the Batman, Brian Batko. Always a good friend right there, man. Good dude to talk with. Man, like I said, man, we'll see what the injury report looks like, man, but I ain't tripping on it, man. Naj is Naj.
Yeah, I liked how not only he finished the game, but, like, we finished the game. in the second half, because I felt like the Chargers were the much more physical team to start the game. Like, you could hear their hits on us.
I'm glad that you said that, bro.
Through the TV, like, popping off.
I am glad that you said that.
And it was very frustrating.
It was.
It was very frustrating because I felt like the offense was just blah first couple series.
The way that they were hitting our players, bro.
And then they scored the touchdown. And that's why I think it was a big deal with how the offense scored and how Fields responded.
They had to respond. Yep.
Because, it was like you had to at this point, because if we don't, then momentum's going to go a lot in their favor. Defense is going to be out on the field way more than what they have to be. They're going to start getting gassed. They're going to be getting pissed off. But Fields delivered a really good drive.
We matched him.
And it was, even that drive I think was looking bleak because we were sitting at a 3rd and long. And
that's when he got on, though.
They gave us a good spot. I'll tell you what. They gave us a good spot there. I think it was Fields to Pickens across the middle of the field.
I knew what you're talking about. Yep.
Really good spot.
Hey, little home cooking never hurt nobody, man. We ain't tripping on none of that, man.
But, and then contrast that to how we finished. I mean, we were the ones smacking them when we were on defense against their offense. But then our offense with Najee Harris in the fourth quarter, like,
bully ball.
They didn't want anything to do with him.
Bully ball, man.
They didn't want to tackle him. They wanted nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I'm with you, though. They
just closed it out.
Early they definitely were more physical.
How you start? How you finish?
Dude, Derwin James and Dale Henley, I'm like, bro, y'all really trying to send messages out here, man. Like, hit the one cat. I forgot who it was to our side. I'm like, Lord. But then that second half hit, I'm like, oh, yeah, get all them licks back, man.
I know Jalen Warren got popped once.
I'm about to say it might have been him who got hit, because I remember it's like I thought they was going to get Derwin for the helmet shot, because low-key, he shot on him, but they let it slide. But, man, I just love how we responded. It was like, yo, fight back now. They Cali tough. It's cool. They ain't Pittsburgh tough, though. No, we do.
DM4191 says, thought they could roll up with some old Ratbirds and a Harbaugh and do something.
Basically.
Not in this house. Not sold on JF, but I'm keeping the brochure.
Shout out. And trust me, I can 100% understand that sentiment with Justin Fields, man. But at the same time, it is funny, man. I don't know if you peeped it. First time Patrick Quinn got a chance to hit J.K. Dobbins, I'm like, oh, that's that, we used to be teammates, but we ain't teammates no more type of action. I was loving it. Shout out to PQ, man. I thought that his energy was on 1,000 yesterday, man. The production was there. Looked good. Start to finish, definitely looked good. Catch the pick, though. But, man, that old Ratbird stuff, man, they think you can come to Pittsburgh and out-physical us. Good luck. This is what we are designed to do. We are not like a lot of these other teams in the league, man. We want to put you in that phone booth and punch you in the face 1,000 times and see if you can stand up still, man. Not a lot of teams are going to be able to beat us like that. And like I said, man, with Justin Fields, give it more time. And that's the one thing that I am doing myself, and I keep saying it to you, man, whether you're a big supporter or if you're skeptical of him, just give it time. Because one way or the other, it's going to continue to get confirmed. We're getting validation that he can so far, right? And as long as he keeps doing that, then it's going to completely validate it. But at the same time, we know 3 games, it could change, right? And then we'll be seeing very different things. So just keep giving it time, man. I like how you keeping the brochure, though. Keep the brochure. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We don't always have to be in such a hurry to just kill him. We love him. All right, we hate him. Now it's like, nah, man. Like, we can let it happen organically. We don't have to. Well, since Phil's the guy, trade Russ to Miami now. It's like, no, man. It's like, yo, let's just let it keep playing out, man.
Brandon Bradford, Moats, them JMU boys need to be drug tested, LOL.
Hey, man, we just a little small school from Harrisonburg, Virginia that wears purple, likes to have fun, and we throw these streamers whenever we score touchdowns. That's it, all right? We don't know nothing about this high-end ACC tough, man. Like, we know UNC, they big boy ACC. There's a whole bunch of Michael Jordan down there. And I thought y'all said they quarterback was hurt. Man, Dad, like, quarterback still got talent, man. All right, if he don't like where he's at, and, I don't know how much.
Maybe the backup was better than starter.
Shit, I'm just like, bro, he was slinging that thing, man. All right, I like our defense, but he was slinging it. All right, they got these receivers. I need big receivers at JMU, bro. Like, I love our receivers, but like seeing big, like Andre Johnson type dudes out there, bro. Like, I kind of miss that. Like, I want to get the push off and go up and get one. We don't have to push off. We got the I'm gonna run by you guy. I like that. Like, it's the GP effect. You talked about it before. You said with 7, you like, yo, sometimes you want just a big receiver that you can just put it up to, bro.
He literally never had that outside of Plexico Burress for his rookie year. And then when Mark Tavis was here, and we only got What, a season and a half with Martavis?
Yeah, I'm like, we don't have to just throw it up and he's gonna out jump you. We got they gonna route you to death. They gonna scheme you. But yeah, man, UNC got the. I'm like, God, dog, another one? Jeez.
Yeah, I think that was a big disservice to Seven throughout his career. We never really got him that guy. We tried with Limas Swede. I got to give credit there. Drafted him in the second round, but
I didn't even think Limas Swede was a big receiver.
He was big.
Dang. I think because y'all have always talked about how bad he was, I've never like even looked into him to know like, what was the details? I just remember he was nice at Texas and he sucked in the league. Or just wasn't very productive.
Dropped every pass thrown his way, basically.
That's what I've heard. That's definitely what I heard, bro.
Yeah, made Deontay look like Jerry Rice.
Shout out. Okay.
And that's even
better or worse than Moncrief?
What?
Better or worse than Moncrief?
Moncrief wasn't here long enough.
All right, this is true.
And the Limas Swede drops were way more critical, it felt like.
A drop at the wrong time can hurt you, bro.
Yeah, AFC Championship, drop at the wrong time, wide open pass for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Then act like you're hurt after it. It's tough.
No.
Dead serious. Dropped the game-winning pass against the Bengals in the regular season. I think we missed the playoffs.
What? Hold on, bro. He faked the injury after dropping the money.
I'm serious, yeah.
Bro, no, you can't do that. I just see people do a lot of these after dropping the money. You can't fake the injury, though. Oh, man. It hurt. Jeez.
Yeah, just a bummer.
What could have been. But we won't have that issue now. We're good now.
At least, after that, though, we did get a Mike Wallace, even though he wasn't that type, that Andre Johnson type speedster.
That speed kills, man.
There was a lot of deep throws that been made to Mike Wallace, and were successful. So there was that.
Yeah.
Obviously, AB, played like a big receiver.
Yeah. But you know what I mean. It's like,
I know.
you could just put that thing.
You saw what happened
here.
when we did get Martavis in the fold, what it was like.
Just put it up and let him just go that way and go get that. Yeah, that take a lot of pressure off, man.
Michael G says the winners and still undefeated.
And still undefeated. Your Pittsburgh Steelers. Your Pitt Panthers. And your JMU Dukes. Salute. It's a bunch of winners, man. Shout out to undefeateds, man. Shout out to the undefeateds of the world, man. Oh, I guess the Buffalo Bills too. All right, so shout out. I ain't even messing with him.
Hopefully not after tonight.
I know you was gonna give me something like that. Shout out. I wouldn't expect anything less. Okay, wouldn't expect anything less.
T-Law bounce back game.
It's not a bounce. He has our number. Remember, because he's the better quarterback in the matchup.
Oh, he's been sucking this year.
He's the better quarterback in the matchup. He's not overrated. Remember
That's not
that.
True.
No, it is true. It voted amongst the players. Voted amongst the fans, voted amongst the media.
Are you making a burner account somewhere and writing that stuff?
No,
just so you could look at it.
This is what was
try
said.
to have a chip on your shoulder.
This is what was said. It was national media. Most overrated player in the National Football League.
Better than Josh Allen.
Most overrated player in the National Football League that says Josh Allen. They didn't say that
about
was Trevor.
The players, wasn't it?
Yeah. So if he's the most overrated, that means that Trevor's the better quarterback in the matchup, bro.
You can't blame me. You can't blame the media for that.
That's why I said, bro. Now that's why I said we going with it, man. Just keep rolling with it.
I'm not.
I am. That's what we're rolling
That's fine.
with. Yes.
So you've Josh Allen where in your rankings?
He ain't even ranked, man. He ain't even receiving votes.
Okay.
Yeah, don't even receive votes on mine.
Hassan T 1989 says the haters wrote Cam off, said he was washed, and he ain't right back.
Oh, he's talking about. Yeah, I was like, what Cam be talking about? Yeah, shout out to Ironhead, man. Looked good out there yesterday.
Who was saying he was washed? I don't think that was really the narrative.
No, I think it was just the amount of money he was looking for.
Yeah,
I think that was the issue.
I said I wasn't going to be surprised that he returns to form this season and has a top 5, top 6 defensive lineman type of season. I wouldn't be surprised at all as long as he stays healthy. It's just the
health is the big part.
Well, not only that, but then how does he do the following year and then the year after that? Because that's what we were talking about, a contract extension for 3 years with him.
Yeah,
so those are like business things you got to think about.
He was asking for like a significant pay raise,
right?
Whereas the current contract, it didn't significantly raise the pay.
No, it wasn't as much as he was talking about.
Right, it was way different. If he would have said that number initially, I think none of us would have been tripping on it. It was just the way that it was communicated the first go around. Everybody was like, "Whoa, maybe that was a negotiation tactic. Swing for the fences, and in the end, get what you can get."
Right.
Salute my dog, though, man.
Dimitri
Playing well, man.
Smith says, I'm not going to say I called it, but this game literally came down to penalties, and I couldn't be happier that it was on the other team. What's better than 3-0? 4-0.
Let's go, man.
Justin Fields quote.
Let's go, man. He doing his thing, man. I love how he just seems so, like, just level-headed through it all. Through the praise, through the criticism. He's just there with it, and that's what you want to see, man. But, yeah, we were the least penalized team in the matchup, and once again, I do like, going back to what took place this past week. We said those first 2 games we had a lot of penalties, and we were able to overcome it, but we said, man, you can't be this penalized and win versus, better football teams or as the road continues to go down. And we said all this past week, Coach T had the referees out there at practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And when you look, in the stadium, how we were able to really, I don't even feel he had any of those like back-breaking type penalties or anything that was like.
It was those formations.
Yeah, it was in the league. Jeez, between the Connor Hayward, Calvin Austin, and then it was the other.
One was the Cordell.
Yeah, Cordell. Yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah,
you got to get on the line.
Up.
So like but early season stuff. Yeah, gotta get locked in on the details of it, man. Because those were like legit.
I don't even know what we were trying to do there.
I don't know who was at fault. With like the Calvin Austin, Connor Hayward, I'm like, is Connor aligned wrong? Like, should he supposed to have been aligned on the line, or was it Calvin finished the motion and then gets on the line? I don't know. That thing looked weird. And then with Cordell was the same thing. It's like, yo, you come in here.
I thought he was on the line.
And I thought you was coming in to get set, and then you got off. Yeah. He initially was on the line when he was like in his initial like,
right,
and then he come back and he's like, I'm off now. I was like, this ain't right. Yeah. So hopefully they will.
I think those are the only 2 penalties from what I remember.
Man, we didn't have the face mask. We didn't have the late hits. We didn't have the roughing the passers.
They had all that.
Yeah. So I like it, man. But that's what you want to see. If there is an issue or if something isn't working the way that we want it to work, or we're not getting the desired results that we want, man, don't keep doing it. Bring different things in to try to help you out. And so far, so good, man.
JPJ holding either.
Say, come on now.
Pass interference.
Shout out.
None of that from him.
Shout out. JPJ played well. You know what else I like? Dante Jackson, bro. Bro, shout out to both of them corners, man. Dante Jackson, I love his tackling. I thought that he tackled really well in the game, man. And then with JPJ, obviously he doing JPJ things.
Well, he had that tackle too.
Yeah, both
in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the touchdown?
It was on him. I mean, I went back and watched his cover too. He got to reroute the guy. He doesn't reroute him. That's why it's up on Minka right away.
He was trying to cheat.
Simulated pressure. So they're disguising Benny Bishop blitzing, and they're dropping TJ out the backside. So it's just 4 guys rushing. But I think that he thought with Benny, in the simulated pressure, that ball is going to go out fast to the flat. And instead, he didn't reroute the number 1 receiver. So by him not rerouting them, it's a free release. Minka is, shown in the middle of the field. He can't get over there in time. And if you look on the film, as soon as Herbert catches the ball, he's not looking anywhere else. That was his first read. So as soon as he sees JPJ trigger, he goes right now. So that's all it was, man. It's like, I look at it like, is it technically a missed assignment? No. But is it a missed detail of your assignment? Yes. So if we're within the building, we're going to say, bro, you messed up. You know what I mean? Because we're like, yo, the first job is to reroute wide receiver 1 to protect your safety. After that, now you react to the flat. But he looked at it as, man, I'm trying to make a play. We're in the red zone. I know this pressure is coming. So he should naturally think, oh, blitz, throw into it. And instead of him throwing to this one, he took the kill shot. So that's all that was, man. I think you get him in that film room, he's going to look at that and say, yeah, that's on me. But it's a simple fix of just reroute, and now everything is fine. Now, is it a more challenging tackle with the reroute? Yes, because there's more space. You're not going to make the PBU. You're not going to pick it. And he probably going to have a chance to catch it and turn around and be coming at you. But that's the flip side. It's like, would you rather give up the, swing pass and he might get 2-3 yards in the flat, or you give up the touchdown because, you're aggressive here and the safety doesn't have enough time to get over. And I think Minka even said, Minka took the L. He was like, yo, man, I got to communicate something. So that part, shout out to Minka being the leader of it, but just the simple cover 2 concept they were running, that's just how the defense, it's like, without me even having to be in the huddle, it's like you can just see, like, this is what the call is, and that's what the responsibility is. But,
yeah.
But yeah, him, I ain't tripping on that at all, bro. I'm like, you was aggressive. You young. All right, cool. Learn from it. Move on to the next week, man. He be straight.
Yeah, it feels like those type of plays don't hurt as bad or hit as bad
Yeah.
than getting cooked in like man coverage.
Yeah, because I'm looking like it's an aggressive thing. I know what you're trying to do. Like the mindset for everything, and I'm sure in practice, that's the throw that they make. Because typically you're trained, quarterback wise, you throw into the blitz because if that guy's coming here, they're going to be short a guy, and you're just trying to get the ball to that receiver before that person replaces them in coverage. It just didn't account for them running that vertical, and Herbert's just going right there right now.
Let's go. UW asks, how concerned are you about Trice Highsmith and Najee's injuries? Najee was in a sling today.
With the sling, obviously we got to get more information. It's a lot that can go on with that. Could be sore shoulder, separated shoulder, broke collarbone, right? Dislocated shoulder. I don't know any of that, but today is Monday, so he's probably getting, MRIs, X-rays, all that stuff cleaned out, checked on. In terms of Highsmith, this is growing. I know that's what they said he was dealing with in training camp. Remember when he was missing some time. So with that soft tissue, that's the same growing, hammy, hip flexor, calf, right? When you're dealing with that, it's like, we could pop back up. So if he was missing time throughout preseason training camp with it, comes in, plays a couple of games, but all it takes is you just kind of getting a little bit too extended one way or the other, even as rushing the passer, and, you re-aggravate it. So with him, I just think that's something that we might deal with for the next couple of weeks. I know if I say this, people are going to run with it, but I'm going to say anyways, maybe you sit him for a couple of weeks and let him just get completely healed. You feel confident that Herbert can go out there, but I know people are going to say, well, Herbert needs to be starting anyways because Herbert's balling, also just put him out there anyways, and it doesn't matter. So I'm just saying that I would sit Highsmith if it is true, like, the growing is bugging. It's like, if this is the same thing from camp, like, I know you're going to run the same risk that Russ is running. If you allow Herbert to go out there and play more, you run the risk of him being productive. And if he gets productive, it gets loud with media and fans, and they're going to be saying he should be starting over you. Russ is going through the same thing right now. Russ, sit down, let your calf get right. Sit down, let your calf get right. It's all good until Justin Fields puts together 3 performances. Now the talk is, that's QB what? He's the guy. And Russ is over here like, oh, man, this is crazy. Like, so I get it. It's a risk for Highsmith, but that's kind of what I would recommend just because of it's not going to go away. You know what I mean? And if it was bad enough that you couldn't continue on game day when your adrenaline is at its highest, typically throughout the week when your adrenaline is chill, now you're like, all right, bro, it really starts to hurt more in that capacity.
Yeah, let it go up.
And with Corey Trice, he went out. Was it hammy for him, wasn't it?
I didn't even know he went out.
Yeah, he went out. I thought he had a hammy, if I remember correctly.
I barely even saw him out there to begin with.
It was early, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was early when he went out with the hammy. If I remember correctly, it was the hammy for Trice. It's just unfortunate, man. Obviously, we know he, has dealt with some injuries throughout his career early on. But, it just comes with it, man. This is a very physically demanding job. And I think for Corey, his body is getting acclimated to it, but this is also his body's first go-around realistically. We know he was on the shelf all last year recovering from an ACL injury. So, this is young guy stuff, man. Not in a negative way, but it kind of comes with being young. Like, you learn how to take care of your body. Your body's reacting to more playing time. Your body's reacting to the different climates. Man, you're on the road. You're at home. It's hot. It's cold. So, on occasion, man, stuff like that does happen. I just hope that for him, it wasn't a full pull. It was just a tweak, if that was the case. You know what I mean? Because now it's kind of like the Jalen Warren convo. It's not, you're going to miss the whole year, but, you might have to deal with this for a little bit. Just be smart with it.
What's good about this team right now is I have faith in our depth.
Yeah.
I think we got good guys to step in. I think we got, particularly on defense, like a strong starting unit that whoever has to go in there is going to be helped out a lot. But also, I just think we have good depth players, too.
Yeah. And shout out to X Concepts and Youngboy21. They said Trice went out on the first kickoff return of the game with the hammy.
No wonder.
Everybody say, because I saw Bert Lawton. If y'all want info, follow Bert Lawton. That's still his PR official. He's tweeting out all the injuries as soon as they happen, because as soon as those guys come over to the sideline, they got to report it. He's the guy that they reporting to. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know he put that thing out early. I'm like, dang, all right, hopefully he comes back. And then they also said that it was a hammy for Trice and the groin for Highsmith, so we were good with that. But they said, man, he'll be all right. As long as it wasn't a full pull, I think he'll be good. I'm praying it was just a tweak, because that way we talking, 2 to 3 weeks versus you get that full pull 4 to 6 and good luck at 6 because it's still going to be sore when you going out there and running. You still going to be a little, nervous to fully open up because once you pull it during that season, the chance of you pulling it again increase greatly. And, the more you go out there on it, the greater those chances of it re-injuring continue to happen.
Brother 92, what are the odds we land Devontae Adams if he wants out of Vegas? And would that instantly make us Super Bowl contenders? Not seeing a lot of weaknesses.
Question. What's going on with Devontae? Was there anything new? I know they said that
they just sucked.
Pierce said the boys making business decisions out there yesterday, man. I said, Lord, not versus the Panthers. No, not them. This crazy. Week to week, though, man. It's week-to-week league.
Yeah, I don't know if Adams was a part of the group making business decisions.
Yeah, it's a week-to-week
Based off
league,
of
though, man.
the Netflix documentary, I would assume it wouldn't be him because he went back out there last year whenever it didn't really seem like there was a good reason for him to go out there.
Yeah.
Like he came off as a consummate professional from that documentary, at least.
No, respect. I haven't caught those like weird vibes from him, so I kind of agree. Like I don't think he would be on that. But obviously, Devontae Adams is a heck of a player. He makes every offense better. But at the same time, it is weird watching how our offense has played these first 3 games, listening to Santonio Holmes, hearing Coach Tomlin talk before the game. I'm kind of like, yo, does that throw off what we're doing if that's here? Yes, he's more talented, but I feel like now the mindset changes from physical, run first, throw second. I think it becomes you got to feed the monster. Like, not like in a negative way, but it's like, yo, that's Devontae. Like, you don't have Devontae and you only throw it to him 2 times in the game. It's like, yo, that's Devontae Adams. And I just think that if he is here, it's like, I love it, but I think it will change a little bit of what we're trying to do offensively throughout these first 3 games. Now, it could change for a positive, but I do know the way Coach Tom was talking, he's like, I don't see it as we need another guy here. I think we have exactly what we need here, and for what we're asking these guys to do, they're doing exactly that. It didn't listen to San Antonio. I'm like, all right, is this what I got to get a little bit more calibrated for? Because I do think with Devontae, it opens it up from a passing standpoint. But yesterday, it still didn't feel like we were trying to just throw first. We still tried to maintain like a bounce. We still tried to maintain running the football.
Well, and we weren't hurting passing either. It didn't feel like yesterday with how Calvin Austin stepped up, how even Scotty Miller stepped up. Yeah, Muth played good.
Yeah.
With how those guys played, it didn't feel like we were lacking in weapons. Now, in the Denver game, yes, it did. And that's why I had the take that I did.
Yeah.
When we came in here on Monday, I was like, we need to trade for a wide receiver 2 immediately. I don't think this is going to be getting any better. But, yeah, Calvin, I don't know if he necessarily proved me wrong or we just utilized him correctly as opposed to trying to throw deep shots to him and stuff over the middle where he has to be physical. We actually, utilized
schemed it up
speed.
and was like, yo, be fast, play fast, where you get you the ball in fast guy areas where, that touchdown pass, that's the Miami Dolphins. That's Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, man. That's I'm going to get you in, while you're going with your speed, catch it, and now get a chance to turn up, and let's see if this safety can tackle you or if he's trying to run today. And not a lot of people could run with Calvin Austin, man.
Scotty Miller got me thinking that we don't even need to rush to get Roman Wilson back.
The team felt the same. Remember, Roman was a healthy scratch yesterday, man. They dressed Dean Lowry. That was the guy who got the extra helmet at the end of it. So it was like they felt confident that a Scotty Miller could present some positive production, and he did. I want to see, though, when Roman gets out there. Hopefully it's this week. But we also know it's a lot behind the scenes that goes with that, whether it's a health standpoint, whether it's your overall understanding of the playbook, whether it's your comfort level in the offense, man. Who do we take out of a helmet to put you in a helmet? Who do we put on the field to take off the field, right? Is Calvin getting less? Scotty getting less? Is it Van? Well, Van went out with the eye injury yesterday, so we'll obviously see what's going on with him. But that becomes the next thing, along with how we still used a ton of 12 and 13 personnel. You saw a lot of Connor Hayward, Pat Freiermuth, and Darnell Washington.
A lot of times when Pickens ain't even out on the field.
Yes,
consistently
dude.
ask myself, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, like you see how we trying to play, man. We are not in this pretty ball. We are like, yo, we play big boy personnel groupings. Stop us, and we'll pass out of the big boy groupings. Like, we are not afraid to throw out a 12 and 13 personnel with no GP out there. I'm like, bro, we are wild.
Yeah,
but
I think
Arthur
you just
Smith,
let
man,
it
he's in his
ride
bag right now, man.
Yeah, maybe you have a harder decision to make or a more pressing decision to make once the trade deadline actually hits.
Yeah.
I say you just let it ride at this point. We keep winning games. And
3-0, baby.
This was the game where it really came together on offense, and it ended 20-10, but we talked about it should have been 27-10. Like that's just a good offense. I don't care what receivers are out there.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like we were lacking for talent or lacking in weapons in yesterday's game with how we played it.
No, facts
so
on
if
that,
that
man.
continue, then I'm gonna say let's just roll with what we got.
No.
That's fine, because how we played, because the question asked if we're Super Bowl contenders with Devontae Adams. I think we're Super Bowl contenders right now with how we just played. Best defense in the league by far. Like only giving up, on average, 8 points a game. 6 points total in the second half of these 3 games, which is crazy. And then you got the offense playing efficiently. That's Super Bowl contention. I'm looking at these other teams. Like I watched the Chiefs yesterday. They struggled against the Falcons. Should have lost against the Falcons, really. The Bills,
they overrated. They ain't nobody over there. Don't worry about them, man.
Sure, Bills are good, but like
I look good. They're just.
I look with how I look at how we're playing. And I look at a team like the Chiefs, a team like the Bills, Bengals, Ravens.
Look at the Ravens. Look at Ravens, Bengals. Those are
and
good
I say to
teams,
myself,
man.
there's no reason why we can't beat any of these teams. Truly. So I think we're in that Super Bowl contention status right now, as is. Yeah, Fields got to keep playing like he's doing, but we got 3 games in a row where he's playing solid, and I don't expect this defense to be taking a step back.
Wow.
If anything, Fields in the offense should only be getting better as time goes on because more chemistry is going to be getting built, more trust is going to be getting built between him and Arthur Smith. As long as he can go in with that mentality that he's had in these 3 games of just worst case, I got to manage this game, keep it close, nothing stupid. If we could just go in with that as a prerequisite, we're fine. We're fine. And then at times and when it's needed, too, like whenever Fields is playing out there, you feel the game. You know what the game flow is. That's when to take your shots. You know when to be more risky and throw the ball around the field and throw it up and into harm's way a little bit, but also in a smart way. Like, it's just all part of it. But I think if you just at least can go into that mentality, like I'm not going to throw us out of this. I'm not going to have these egregious turnovers to throw us out of this game or get us in a bad spot, then there's no reason why we can't beat any of these teams out here.
I know Arthur Smith happy. He's probably like, yo, this is the most dynamic playmaker I've had in my offense, man. Think about him. Between your Tannehills, your trio dudes we said in Atlanta, it's like, yo, I got me somebody that can do this thing, man.
Yeah.
And he's looking good in it, man. Looking real good.
Cool and Troy Fu, what's the difference between Highsmith and Herbig from a technical standpoint? You think we'll keep both when it's time for a contract extension?
Do you think they're both on the same? No, hold on. How much years? I thought Highsmith had 2 years left, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I didn't think it was either or per se. But to me, I think both of them are dang good players, man. I'm big fans of both of their game. The one thing that I would say with Highsmith, I like the fact when you're just watching versus the run, I think he's a little bit more fundamentally sound, but more so because he's been doing it longer at this level. When I watch both of those dudes, my knee-jerk reaction is Herbig is a better pure pass rusher in terms of his arsenal. I just think Highsmith is the more complete player at this stage. Meaning this, if we're just saying Herbig, come out here and rush the passer, I think if you let both of those guys get 10 pass rushes, I think Herbig going to win on 9 of them. I feel like Highsmith gets you 7 of them. I think that they're close like that, but I do feel like with Herbig, he has just a little bit more of that like one-on-one basketball type of being able to get in and out, elusive, bending and going. Whereas we know with Highsmith, speed, power, and that spin move is fire, right? But that's the thing with me. I just think that Highsmith, he's a little bit more complete at this stage, but he's also been in the league longer. So he's been doing it longer. You look at his frame, it's a little bit thicker because he knows that, man, it's a long season. And you got to be able to do it over and over, playing against that run and that pass late in that year. And that's the thing that when I talk about Highsmith, I just feel like he's already shown that he can do that. And he's done it how many years now, right? That's the big reason why we paid him. But he's giving you a 14-plus sack season. He's giving you multiple 6 and 7 sack seasons. That's production. Whereas with Herbig, man, right now he's young in his career, but he's lightning thus far. And that's a big reason why I've been such a fan of him. You know how I feel about him. I've been talking about his OTAs. I'm like, yo, all he needs is an opportunity. He's getting opportunities, and you see him flashing. He's making plays. I just feel like, man, the more I can see that in stadium, the more he closes that gap for me, man. But I just put that on me being like the former player. I've seen so many moments where it's like, yo, this guy's had a run of 5 games and he looks God tier, and then he falls off. And when you see that and you experience that, and you've experienced the chatter of it, and then you've experienced the in-person seeing this thing fall, it's like, yeah, man, I don't just off of 1 or 2 games like, oh yeah, this is it. No. You got to keep it going. And for me, I've seen Highsmith do it way too long at such a high level. That's why I lean him in that convo. But I think Herbig is definitely the future when we're talking about, yo, the next in line. It's like, yo, TJ, it was Highsmith. Highsmith is like, yo, that's Herbig. He's the next up, man, without a doubt. And as long as he stays healthy, man, I just think for him, he just got to keep playing, man. And depending on what's going on with Highsmith this week, might get his first start. Man.
Yeah, he should.
You see what I mean? Like, yeah. If Highsmith's done with the growing, me personally, I'm sitting him, so I want him healthy down the stretch, man. You can never have enough good pass rushes. That's the one thing I will say and will keep saying, man. And you feel confident in your group until what goes down, and now you like, can we get that one back like we did that one year? Was that Mark Ingram? What year was that, man? Was that the year when 7 got hurt? No, that's the year when 7 was getting beat up on. Yeah.
What about it?
When we had the 3 rushes, Ingram, Highsmith, and White, and then we moved on from, he wanted to kind of get moved on from, and then how it like shifted so quick. I'm like, that's how I feel where we are right now with these dudes. I'm like, bro, I love what we got. This is like a dope little trio of guys, man. But to me, like I said, I have Highsmith higher. I just think that he's the more well-rounded and has done it at this level longer. But Herbig, man, just keep giving him opportunity, man. And be careful. If you're Highsmith, be careful. Get back healthy.
Jeff H says, plot twist. They bench Justin Fields, so they don't have to give up that 4th-round pick.
Yeah, draft picks matter, man. That's funny.
He says, shout out to Moats and Diggler.
Let's go.
Not the Diddler. 1,000 bottles is cray-cray.
Yeah, he's slip and slide, bro. He real slip and slide, bro.
Steel King Nate says, appreciate the pick and autograph yesterday, Moats.
I know Steel King Nate. Shout out, man. Nah, salute you, man. You were a vibe, man. It was definitely dope to see you, man. And even better to see you back on the vibe with us, man, on the live with us as well, man. So salute to you. Hopefully you had a blast, you and your lady, man. And, you know, depending on, I think y'all said y'all came up from South Carolina, if I remember correctly, man. So if you are traveling back, man, safe travels on that, man. But nah, definitely was a vibe, baby.
Let's go, UW says, Mason McCormick and CA3 definitely look great.
I like it, man. I like it. Got to keep it going, man.
Am I missing something? But
What's
McCormick
up?
was out there as like a 6'0 lineman.
No, they at some point they subbed him in for Spencer Anderson.
Oh, really?
I just don't know if Spencer got hurt or what was going on. You know how it is when, you know, it's happening in the moment. Everybody's like, oh, it's because Spencer sucks. And it's like, bro, Spencer's a backup. Like, he's not saying model. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I haven't got to that portion just yet, and get to that tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be. I swear he was out there. It might. I don't think it was that frequent. I think he might have been out there as a 6'0 lineman.
Yeah.
Now you could check it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
because I know at one point Spencer Anderson was off.
Because I heard that too. I heard that he went in for Anderson a couple times, but then I thought to myself, I swear there's a couple plays.
I'm with you, bro.
I saw him in there as an extra guy.
I'm with you. That's why I said I need to go. I haven't got to that portion yet because I know, like, I've saw both, and I saw Spencer off and McCormick at guard at one point. I'm like,
yeah, the chat's
I don't
agreeing
know.
with me. They had him at tight end. They had him next to Moore, but on the outside for a couple plays. It wasn't like that frequently, but they would show the replay. I'm like, what? Wait, am I seeing this right?
Yeah,
McCormick on the outside.
I got to go back and look, man.
And this was, I think, this was late in the game when we were just being really physical in the run game.
Because we use a 6'0 lineman. We do know that's the whole Zach Balance 72 is eligible. Or who was it? Dotson at 1.2? Nah. Who was it?
Is the 6th guy?
Yeah, who it was? Banner was the big one, but I thought it was somebody else that we get all hyped for. Hub, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Chris Hubbard, he get his little, shout out. Okay.
Brent Fox Say, Moats, get your boy Jerry over here doing measurables that ain't in the combine.
Hey, yo, what?
Hashtag, how about them Cowboys / Doomsday for Dallas, October 6, 2024.
What did I miss, bro? I feel like I missed something, man. What I miss, man?
I have no clue what he's talking about. I have no clue.
I was like, I feel like I missed something, bro. What am I missing here, man? I don't know. But I know what Doomsday for Dallas is because that's when they play us. So shout out to that. I'm liking
Sunday
it.
Night Football.
Just to clarify, I'm liking it because they got us on Doomsday. I don't know what the measurables. I don't know. I'm innocent on all that. All right. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Oh, I do know what that. I just peeped it, Rod Dollar. Shout out to you. I know what it was now, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what it was. JB Fox. Did you see it?
Nah.
So, I haven't saw the actual, like, what happened. I just saw the clips of it. They say that JB Fox was on live at the game. Or he was with Jerry somewhere. It was on live. I feel like it was at the game. And they say that my man started.
Recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
He started, like, he was talking, measurables about their more intimate places. And yeah, in the midst of it, he about to start going in and talking, they say Fox just like kills the live feed. He's like, oh, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, they said that boy was, but we don't know all the details of it because he cut the live, so it's all speculation, in terms of, yeah. But yeah. God, y'all are funny. Y'all don't let nothing get by, man. Yeah, I did see that. I do remember that now. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna take my light back. I ain't really like that one. I'm gonna take my light back off that comment, man. Just so now that I do it, I'm like, I like it in spirit and in truth. All right, shout out to Brett Fox, but yeah, I do remember that now, man. Yeah.
Probably no more Instagram lives for anyone anymore. I don't
just stay off the live, bro.
No one should be going on Instagram live.
Stay off the live, bro. Just stay off the live, man.
No one learned from Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, oh yeah, jeez. AJ confirmed that wasn't his Michelle. Yeah, just Lord. It's only 2 Michelles I know. You know what I mean? Just stay away. Stay away,
Instagram
please.
Live, just bad news.
It's bad news right now, man. Instagram Live doing you dirty. But yeah, they definitely said my man was over here talking. Click. It's like, oh, that doesn't make it weird at all. No. That doesn't make it awkward. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's very strange. Very strange.
The feed just cut right when he starts talking like that. Oh, all right. Yeah. 1 week we got 1,000 baby oil bottles. Now we getting, live feeds getting cut. Yeah. What a time, Deke. What a time we are.
Chris Furman, going to my first Steeler game on Monday Night Football versus the Giants. Any recommendations for food, sites, fun around? Might have to get a Pittsburgh tat. Thinking of the old 60s logo.
Ooh, okay. I like it. Get on the rundown, Deke. You know the rundown.
The old 60s, he's talking about the Steeler McBeam kicking the football.
You don't like McBeam? Was that the logo?
I don't. Or? I mean, I wouldn't get that if I'm getting a logo.
I'm just telling you, Deke. You go out in the city.
Steeler McBeam was cool with me. Steeler McBeam was.
They rocking with Steely in the city, man.
Yeah.
Rocking with Steely, bro.
He was cool because I met him at the.
You did. He wanted your pick, right?
The Christmas charity thing. Yeah.
He wanted to pick with you, bro.
Yeah. He wanted. Yeah. The Steeler McBeam wanted a picture
Steely
with
the
me.
homie,
So
bro. Steely's
I can't be
everywhere,
ripping
man.
on Steeler McBeam too much.
Yeah.
But we've never had a mascot until recently. I forget when we brought Steeler McBeam into the fold.
Wow, but this is what I don't understand.
Like,
I know
we're not mascot people here.
This is what I don't
Steeler
get
fans
though.
aren't mascot people.
Deke, talk to me real quick, man. We don't have a mascot, which I agree, up until Steely popped up. But why do I see the old logos of that Steely dude like kicking the ball with?
I think that was just the logo. I don't think we actually
never had
mascot.
Like a person. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I've always thought of the Steelers as like, the hydro clones, and the little circle, and that's that. But when you see the actual Steely dude, I'm like, oh. And Steely he'd been wrong. He didn't went through a body makeover. He was like buff. Now he's like lean and all like, where's flannels now? Like tailored flannels. It's weird. He's nice though. But they'll say
maybe
just
he
the logo.
was. Actually, I feel bad because maybe he likes that logo and was really set on it. I hope I didn't dissuade
Yeah, you did
him.
just like trash his logo, bro. Like,
You
yo,
get the logo.
I
mean,
like
fine.
the logo. If you want to get the logo, I like the logo. Okay, I think it's a great idea. He just poo-pooed that man logo. He's like, yo, I don't even want the tattoo no more, man.
Yeah, get the logo. That's fine.
All right. Oh, let me get this one real quick. Let's go UW sent one a little early. He says, thoughts on the rumors that Miami is willing to trade a 2025 fourth and a 2026 third for Russ. I don't know how comfortable I'd be with that if Fields goes down.
Yeah, not enough right now. Not enough.
Not enough. You said he's QB1 though.
Fields, yeah, he is, but nothing wrong with having a quality backup.
Who cares about backups, bro? We can get assets.
No, I think it maybe is a different story if Fields continues to play well and we're sitting at the trade deadline like at 8-0 or something, 7-1.
Yeah.
Or even if Russ wants out, he gets his PR people involved or hints at I don't want to be here anymore. I think that's a different story.
Deke, did you say he gets his PR people involved?
Yes.
So why you messing with Russ like that? Russ could just be like, yo, I want out. He said, no, he get his PR people. He could go that way, all right? He's not going to be heavy-handed. Yeah.
I don't think he will be.
I'm with you. Yeah.
But if, he indicates he doesn't want to be here anymore, thinks that he could have a better opportunity to prolong his career elsewhere because quarterback play around the league has been a little dismal these first 3 weeks. And there are definitely a few teams, and Dolphins are one of them, that could use a Russell Wilson to revive their season.
So depending on what happens with Sam Darnold, they said he hurt his knee in the game. They're still checking on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but So if Fields or if Russ wants to go with that approach, I say we kind of got to make a trade just based off our mantra. We want volunteers, not hostages.
Yeah.
But also, all right. So say Russ isn't like pushing for a trade or anything like that, then just wait. I don't think there's any reason to make the trade right now.
Yeah. Russ still providing leadership, man. He's still the calming presence. You see him still communicating with Justin Fields.
Like you said with Fields, too. Let Fields keep it up. There's nothing wrong with having a quality backup like Russ around here. And I would say the same thing if Russ was the starter and us having Fields here.
Like, there's nothing wrong with it, man. We don't have to do the either or always. It's like...
Not right now.
Nah.
Maybe trade deadline. And if it's like, for sure, this is Fields' job. We got half the season left. And an offer comes in for Russ, and it's like, bro, this is like a first or second round pick. Team's that desperate. Yeah, let's do it, man. We could ride with Kyle Allen as QB2. Let's not live in our fears. Let's roll with Fields, and that's that.
Yeah, like you said a first rounder. We call them offers you can't refuse. If it's like that, then absolutely.
Because right now, I think, and even the offer he's just throwing out, right? It's not enough, and I don't even know if that would be enough around the trade deadline. I'd kind of just. I would rather keep Russ around than a fourth rounder if he's willing to stick around.
Yeah.
That's all the questions. That's all the context that comes into play with this, though.
Yeah. And when
I'm open to trading Russ. I'd be open to trading Russ right now if someone offered a first round pick. But
we're saying a first round pick.
Yeah.
That's like that's like the whole argument. Would you do it for $1 million? Like everybody, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Russ they're not offering that right now. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Russ to me is more valuable here than some mid-round draft pick next year or 2 years from now. And But like you said, if it's a crazy offer, we'll cross that bridge then. But
right, and even just seeing Fields as the guys, getting more of a sample size from him and more comfortable with him. Yeah, if it's close to the trade deadline, we're 7 and 8 weeks into this season, and we got half the season left, and you're just like, there's no reason outside of injury that we would be going back to Russ. Then let's do the trade if the trade's good enough.
Now I have a question though, because we talked about this prior to the season started, and we felt like this was a big reason why we felt good about us this season. The Kansas City Chiefs don't just have players on the field; they have influence off the field. A young lady that goes to the games by the name of Taylor Swift. Yeah. Okay? We currently have somebody that can match it. All right, maybe that match, but she fights, though. All right? She can fight back. She fight. She make noise. She fight. By Sierra, okay? If we part ways with Russ, we lose that also. I just don't know if that's going to help us out in the long run. I think we need
I'm not
that.
Worried about it.
All right, I'm just saying, bro. It worked with the Chiefs. Their receivers couldn't catch. They had Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and Mahomes, and, they did the daggone thing. I'm just saying maybe we need to hold on to Russ a little bit longer because of that part as well. His +1, that can help us, man. We need it, bro.
Does it if he's the backup, though?
So far, so good. If he leaves, though, we lose all of that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't have any of that right now.
But Sierra's still a part of the fan base, and we ain't lost with her yet. That's all I'm saying, man.
We haven't lost with Fields being the starter, though.
This is all. So both these could be true. Both these could be true.
What do you want to weigh more as a factor in us winning? I'd say it's Fields.
I saw Taylor Swift become a Chiefs fan, and none of their receivers could catch, and they still won a Super Bowl, man. That's all I know. So I'm going to go with Sierra. I'm like, yo, Sierra, just make sure you're here. All right? Just find a way. I don't care how we need to make this thing work. Maybe Russ just does the coin toss pregame speech like we see Jameis Winston do in Cleveland, and Fields plays the game. So then that way Sierra still is happy and everybody's good. We got all the balance. But I feel like you got to somehow just keep it around, man. Say it. You see, Travis Kelce was in his feelings, man. She said she won at the game last week, man. Chiefs, he struggled. See?
Well, I think yesterday's game was his best game yet. That's not saying much.
See?
But that was the one Taylor Swift wasn't at. Yesterday's game, right?
Nah, that wasn't. It was his best this season. It wasn't nice though. It wasn't a Kelce game. They was over there talking, well, he's tripling four people covering him, stuff like that. So I got to go other places. It's like, you need it, man.
Why couldn't the Falcons have pulled out that win?
You know why? Because it's in prime time.
Refs kind of did Kirk wrong. Kyle Pitts wrong. That third down pass in the red zone, that should have been pass interference.
I would agree.
And that was a terrible play call on fourth down in their final series.
I hated that call, bro. Why would you call it? That call ain't worked all day on game. I hated that call, bro. Absolutely hated that call, man.
Terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, why couldn't they pull that out?
So is Kirk elite to you know? How you feel about Kirk, man?
No, absolutely not. I still wanted him to win yesterday's game. Thought they should have won.
I ain't know if Kirk has showed you something throughout these first couple of games that changed how you felt about him, man. He's just Kirk.
It's Kirk.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. We know what he is. Bear Pod.
Man, you wanted me to take Kirk in this day going matchup. Boy, you gotta stop, man. I can't.
Yeah, you might have got it with the points.
No,
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't know what the spread is. Maybe.
Bear Pod says, looks like the new defensive movement is catching teams overinvested in athletic but raw passers with their pants down. Terrell Austin flies under the radar despite leading and preparing the current best unit in football.
I would agree with you, man. Remember, they wanted TA's head at one point, man. But TA's been doing a dope job, man. He has a command of this defense, man. The unit trusts him. And his feel for when to call certain calls, man. When to blitz, the simulated pressures. I tell you what, I love the way that this secondary continues to evolve with their disguises pre-snap, the post-snap, the way so many people are moving around. And then it's ending with just the simple zone concept. It's like you make it look chaotic for these quarterbacks. And when you're doing that, it makes it where that quarterback has to hold the ball a little bit longer. Now you give your pass rushers time. And our pass rushers are cooking. But I love watching Minka right now. You're watching Minka, man. This dude is showing in the deep half on one side. Right before the ball snap, he's on the left side. And then once the ball snaps and the play starts, he's shooting down to the hash, playing basically the linebacker's role, making tackles on critical possession downs. Like, you see him flying around a ton of that. Shout out to the TA design, though, man, in terms of just all those guys working on the same page and figuring out ways to utilize your players and highlight their strengths and weaknesses, man, or highlight their strengths and minimize the weaknesses, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing with them, man.
Yeah, Beanie Bishop, too, man. Like, playing good.
Yeah. He said the way that he got, man, all them dudes, like, at all three levels, I feel like we're getting production. D-line, I thought the linebackers, that was probably their most productive game of the season, the whole group. You talk about the corners. Corners been playing lights out. We know what the second, in terms of the safeties, Minka and Deshaun
Elliott, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hassan T, 1989, says, I'll be in the Berg for Ravens Week. Hope to meet some of y'all.
Let's
Also,
go.
Deke better have my money.
Dang, Deke, you owe that man money?
I don't think so.
I was going to say, Deke, what you owe that man money for, man?
Should we make a bet on the podcast? I don't remember.
No, the song. I don't remember that one. No. Dang, Deke made me nervous. You owe the man money, man.
No.
Yeah.
I think he's making stuff up.
Yeah, don't be making stuff up now. Deke pays bets. Yeah.
Tons of fun. Says number 1 in the AFC North.
Let's go.
Ride the hot hand with Fields.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't see how you can have like a hard stance being against riding the hot hand or allowing Justin Fields to continue on as the starter. It's not as if
like in my opinion at this point, there's just no question he's earned it, right?
Yeah, like I look at it in the sense of what Russ has done. It does matter to me 1,000%, and I'm never going to act like it doesn't. But at the same time, I think about the overall rhythm and flow that we're currently in right now, and just the way that we're continuing to expand. My question now is, number one, how healthy is Russ? Because am I about to go through this feeling of, all right, turn it back over to you, but the calf popped back up because it just did that, a week or two ago. So I don't know if I want to send the offense and the team as a whole through that roller coaster if I don't have to. And the way Justin Fields has been growing and playing, I kind of feel like I don't have to feel such urgency to do it. So that's why, I'm with, let Fields go out and do what he does, at least for the next couple of games. And it's like, if it continues progressing like it's going, then, you got your answer. This is a great thing. But if it doesn't, then it's like, all right, you allowed it to play out, because he has been doing this in stadium in the regular season. And I do weight that more than I weight preseason and training camp. So that's kind of where I look at it. But at the same time, I'm not about to act like, oh, man, he's good for the rest of the year and nothing else he does matters. Like, oh, we're solid. Like, sign him to the contract extension. Like, me personally, I'm not there yet. But as long as he keeps playing like I was been, he keeps going in the right direction. It's like, yeah, all of that is on the table, man, from my eyes.
What do you think Tomlin says about Russ and his health in tomorrow's press conference?
He's gonna say I'm not speculating on anything. He's gonna let his practice be the guide.
He's unhealthy and limited no matter what.
Yeah, it's like, man, this is the thing too.
Even if Russ is healthy, he's limited this week.
I would say it's very easy when you only see one to find comfort in that one and want to do everything to just be like, yo, this is the one.
No, I just don't think Tomlin.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna want to make a big statement tomorrow of like, we're changing the depth chart. Russ is healthy. We're gonna have Fields as the guy.
I'm with you. I just don't think that even if he wanted to, he could right now, because how do you know Russ is healthy until you have him go through a full week of practice? The last time we went through a full week of practice, the calf popped up on Sunday. So it's like, you got to go through the full week before we can even talk about switching anything. And I think that's kind of what he alluded to last week. And I think we're going to get a similar thing from him tomorrow. Now, maybe we won't. Maybe he'll come on and be like, hey, man, I'm going with Fields this week. Like, he's the hot hand. Wiley Pip. It is what it is. But I could definitely see him saying, hey, man, we don't have to make a decision today because Russ still isn't healthy today. Russ still has to show that he can go through a full week of practice and operate and do everything that we're expecting him to do before we even think about putting him back out there on Sunday,
And who would that
man.
be with? Would that be with the twos?
No, they're going to rotate him. Like, if you're healthy, Russ is going to get 1 reps. Now, in terms of how many 1 reps, I think that changes depending on what the overall look is. Like, if he looks like he's 100% healthy and it's like, all right, he's really about to go, they'll probably split them things down the middle.
Wouldn't that be a disservice to Fields?
It just depends on how you look at it, man. I don't get too caught up in disservice or not. I look at it as this is what it is. Was it a disservice to Fields week 1 having to go into the stadium, finding out, when you wake up, you the guy? Sure, but was anybody going to give him an excuse if he played bad? No. It's like, you got to go out there and play. So with the reps, it's like, yeah, could you say that? Sure. But at the same time, this is a little bit of a unique situation just because of the timing of it and who it's talking about. It's not like we're talking about like Kyle Allen. We're talking about Russ, who Coach Tomlin had been on record up, until he changes it, has been his guy, in terms of QB1. So that's why I just think, could it be? Sure. But you could say the same thing about Russ. It's like, you're also doing him a disservice because you're not giving him every single rep. But I think if you're trying to just see the overall health and you're evaluating both of them, that's kind of what you have to do. And at least from my experiences, that's what I've seen it, play out as. And as players, man, especially at this level, man, when you've had to play without any practice reps, you don't complain about getting a handful of reps. You're just like, bro, if you give me 3 reps of practice, bro, I got reps with the ones. Like, I'm gonna be nice when it's game time. Because if you gotta have everything be perfect, and this is my whole when we talk about Kenny in the past, it's like when all the variables have to be perfect, and that's the only way you can play good. It's like, bro, you're gonna struggle at this level because there's a lot of times where the variables are not perfect. It's a lot of times where it's chaos, and you got to be able to rise above that. So when I look at Fields, it's like, man, however they divvy up the reps this week, if that ball's in your hand, man, go out there and ball. And the same with Russ. It's like, bro, you might not get a rep this week. Okay, cool. But say Fields goes down in the first series. Are we about to be over here talking about Russ can't do it? No, we're going to be in here like, come on, Russ. Yeah, we believe in you, baby. Yeah. And then he started making play. Oh, yeah, we feel good about you, Russ. So that's how I look at it, man. It's like, yo, whichever one of y'all it is, man, be ready to go because the expectation is still going to be what it is. None of us are looking at this thing saying, oh, yeah, whichever you put out there, oh, he can play, but no. Better keep all of them, man. Both of them.
I just think it'd be insane if Fields is your starter, you're splitting the 1 reps with Russ just for the sake of politics or whatever.
No, not politics, but think about this. The whole energy around Fields has drastically shifted off of 3 games. So once again, to go from drastically this direction and after 3 games we're drastically in this direction, I just think it can go both ways with that. That's all.
Donovan Bickelhop, hot take, Nick Herbig will finish the year with 12-plus sacks and solidify himself as a top 10 rusher in the league. I think he can be a very special player.
I like it, baby. You know I like that, man. He has the talent, and he's getting opportunities. He's flashing. That's the thing, man. And he's actually finishing the plays, too, man. He's finishing the sacks. That's the other part, because unless you Myles Garrett, we don't really care about near sacks. We want you to get the sack. He actually got the sacks. So shout out to him on that one, man. But yeah, that's why you heard what I said with Highsmith. I'm a Highsmith fan. I'm a Herbig fan. Highsmith, get healthy. Don't take long. I like Herbig. I know what they all 3 of them dudes know what they each one is capable of, man.
Amber says, going to be at the Steelers-Cowboys game, Buckeye fan too, and really hoping I see Fields as the starter.
Let's go. Steelers. That's what, 2, 3?
It's next week.
No. Just 2 weeks then. Yeah. So keep doing what he's doing, man. Keep doing what he's doing. Let's go.
Compton to Inglewood to AZ. Steve. Hey, Moats, do you have any inside information on why Shady McCoy hates on Fields?
I missed this.
Can't give my man any credit for winning.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know Shady like that, man. I know Shady. Shady has a big personality when he talks about guys, but Shady also is very confident in his abilities because you think about what he was on this field at the highest of highest levels, and he did it with expectations as well. So his perspective of a Justin Fields or his perspective of what we deem high-end talent, he might not look at it the same because he comes from a cloth where, he was a high-end talent that from the time he came in the league produced at a high level, and, he's going to be in them conversations of, does he get into the Hall of Fame or not, right? Whereas with Justin Fields, to this point, that hasn't been the case. So for competitors, man, dudes, we got weird energy like that. And everybody is different in terms of how they articulate it. Some people will look at it and they want to be more, hypercritical of those dudes, and it does come off as hating, and I can understand that. You kind of got my approach where I kind of look at it as more like, let's talk about the positives, bring good out of it, not the negative. So I guess everybody's just kind of different with how they see it. But I just think with Shady, like, when you reach that type of level where, man, I know what it felt like preparing against Shady. I know what it felt like playing against Shady. Yeah, it's a big, like, when he talk about certain players, it's going to sound a lot different than a lot of other players when they talk about certain guys, man. Could it be better in terms of, a little better bedside manner, be a little more confident? Sure, but I just think from his perspective, we, as a collective, we don't see it how he sees it, but we also didn't reach the heights that he reached either, man.
My guess is,
but it's Shady.
He's a Kenny guy. He was talking very highly on Kenny.
Does he like Kenny?
Yeah.
What's the connection to Kenny? Oh, Pitt.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the connection to Kenny? Okay.
This is my guess.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking highly on Kenny.
Because I don't watch enough of it, but I just think like.
And even compared Kenny to Joe Burrow and stuff. So obviously Steelers move on from Kenny. I think his take was similar to mine on getting Justin Fields here versus like a Kenny. He's saying like, what has Justin Fields done? Like what has he done to make him like automatically better than a Kenny Pickett or what the Steelers quarterback situation has been over the last couple years. But obviously, after seeing Fields, for me personally, I have pivoted from that and am really impressed with what Fields has done. So I'm curious as to why Shady is still saying that after seeing Fields these first 3 weeks, because I feel like Fields has been playing winning football. I haven't heard his recent takes on Fields.
Hear it, so that's what I'm saying.
I've heard his off-season takes on Fields. And that's
was he talking spicy about him then? Like I just know,
no, like, it was just like everyone's talking about like Fields is going to be this guaranteed thing, or he's going to revitalize his career somewhere else like automatically. Like it was all Chicago. And he's like, I just don't buy that just yet. He hasn't been playing good football as a quarterback. So yeah, I mean at that point I like kind of agree. Like I don't think Fields wherever he goes is going to be this sure thing. It could potentially be a project. And then you compare him to like a Kenny Pickett here in Pittsburgh or like what Mason Rudolph did. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be this guarantee of being better. But, yeah, these first 3 weeks, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. And if Fields keeps playing like this, it will be better.
I think I just I want to hear what he said, man. But based off everything you just communicated, it might just be his 3 games in. And I know a lot of dudes,
maybe
like,
he's doing that.
That's the one thing that I even have to guard against because how we do our show, right? As a competitor, you're like, bro, it's 3 games. Like, what y'all tripping on? Like, calm the heck down. But the other side is like, nah, we've never done that. We don't get to understand why that is that. So it's like, yo, if I'm watching this guy play well and this happening, I feel this feeling right now and I'm getting these victories, he should be out there. And we get it. And that's the dynamic of it. But I can for sure understand that side of it.
Like if he already had that take and he's just like, all right, it's 3 weeks. Let me see it for 2 months.
I understand that because that's kind of what I joke about at times when we talk. It's like, man, everybody was talking about how bad he was 3 games in. Now he's great. Like, man, now he's the franchise QB1. But a month ago, that wasn't the case. 2 months ago, it was like, yo, what about Kenny? Not you specifically, but it's like, so from the player side, I could definitely understand that. But it's just like, once again, when you articulate it on camera, you put it out there for everybody to interpret it how they're going to interpret it. And for some people, you get labeled as a hater when it's criticism, whether it's constructive or not. When you're giving your opinion on it and people don't like what it sounds like, they will throw you as a hater. You know, it is what it is. But that's shady. Like I said, I ain't watched it, though, so shout out to all of that.
Kajana Haney.
He said that Kenny's going to be better than Joe Burrow? Or he said he's already Joe Burrow. What did he say?
Nah, he was just like, I see a Joe Burrow and like Kenny Pickett. Like Kenny Pickett's going to be good.
Okay.
Yeah. He said that, I think, going into Kenny's second year. I mean, I agreed with it, so. I mean,
when you said that, I'm like, yeah, he was hot then. I
mean, I agree with Shea. I mean, if he didn't have Canada, I still think his second year is a different story, all that stuff, but that's water under the bridge at this point. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's never gonna get the same opportunity, most likely. If he just would,
he's sick right now, bro.
You gotta be
now, sick.
You know what?
Man.
I'll say this about Kenny and Fields though. So the first 2 games, I think we all could agree if Kenny was the quarterback, I think same result, like 2-0, right? Mm-hmm. Looks different. I don't think he's doing some of the things that Fields was necessarily doing in terms of like rollouts and some of the dynamic passes down the field. So maybe the score is different. Maybe how the game looks is a little different. But those are Kenny Pickett wins if he's our quarterback. I don't know if I could say the same thing about yesterday. I think Fields, almost like with Mason Rudolph at the end of last year, like we saw Mason take the offense to another level that we really didn't get to see with Kenny Pickett outside of maybe that Bengals game after we fired Canada. But even that wasn't as good as what Mason Rudolph was doing.
I would agree.
So I saw with Justin Fields yesterday, like some throws, some plays. Just like I don't know if Kenny's necessarily making that. And you know, is the game close with Kenny? Does Kenny come out with the win? I don't know. I think there's more question marks around yesterday's game if Kenny Pickett was in it versus what Justin Fields did. I think Fields, he put a stamp on it. 3-0, got the win. Kenny, I just don't know if he's doing some of the same things as Fields. So Fields, he's showing me stuff. He's
I guess
really
I
good.
like what I'm seeing from him. It's still early, but it's like I like it. Keep it going. That's what you heard my message, man. Keep it going. I'm not taking him off the field, but you got to keep it going too,
though. Kajana Haney says, this defense is on a historic pace. Can we compare them to 2008 and 2010? Great Steeler defenses.
I mean, through 3 games, statistically, they're on pace with the 2008 type Steelers, the
better.
2000 Ravens, like they're on
Even
all
better.
that. Yeah. I mean, we'll obviously see how it goes. We know it's a long season. Yeah, but through 3 games, man, they're passing every test that's been put in front of them. Week 1 Atlanta, Kirk Cousins' first game back, we looked like it was supposed to, or we made it look like what it was supposed to look like.
How one of those touchdowns shouldn't have even counted.
Bo Nix, Denver, made him look like a rookie, got after him. Herbert, we were doing what we needed to do. He gets hurt, and from there, we make it gory, you know? So it's like all 3 of those things are past tests. Now we got to see what we're going to do, you know, with A-Rich, a little bit different of an assignment per se, but, you know, let's see how we pass this test, how we handle this offense, man. But as long as they keep doing it the way they're doing it and the way that they're built in terms of their pass rush, in terms of how physical they are against the run, but also knowing that you got guys that could turn the ball over, along with having an offense that isn't getting 3 and outs all the time. Everybody's working together right now, man. So, yeah, I don't see why that has to change, man.
Ty Twin has joined the upper room.
Shout out to Ty Twin, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And if y'all digging what we talking about today on this victorious 3-0 Monday, hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Tons of fun says first, and hopefully only interception caught off a tip drill by none other than Alvin Bud Dupree.
Here's a tip drill. I need a tip drill. Oh, I'm sorry.
Defense is looking great, and the offense is progressing.
I would agree. Looking like it's supposed to look, man, through 3 weeks, man. Getting better in all 3 phases. I like it.
Except Boz, unfortunately.
Boz missed from 62. He hit the rest of them, man. It was 62.
Your boy Dev, who's the better thief? Ben Simmons, TJ Watt versus a rookie tackle getting strip sack, or JMU getting paid to whoop up on UNC? Love the show. Love the 3-0. Does Fields have unlimited rope?
Ooh.
LOL.
Shout out. Yeah, they said Ben Simmons, man. He gonna get that bag. He gonna look great in off-season workouts. And then it's that, my bike. It'd be like that. TJ, they said control. Was it Joe Alt-Delete? They showed that little picture of him being the Grim Reaper knocking on them doors. I'm sorry, y'all playing with the wrong one, man. TJ ain't the one for that one. Yeah. TJ definitely got after that one. Yeah, definitely got after that one. And, yeah, we got paid $500,000 to go play at UNC. I like playing in the ACC. Shout out to ACC schools, man. Invite us more, please. We need the money.
Yeah, what are you going to use that money for? You got to get some players. Right?
NIL. We got people we got to pay, man. You know how this goes. Hey, Alonzo, go ahead, man. You've been here the whole time, so just here, take a little extra. All right, just we know how this go. You score 7 tighties, UNC, they go start looking. All right, so here, just take that with you. Take another one. All right, and does Phil's have unlimited rope? Not yet. Just keep it going though. Keep it going. It's getting, the leash has increased. I tell you that. The leash, from my perspective, has increased. So, yeah.
As in what it would take to switch him for Russ? Is that what
so,
he's talking about? Or is
yeah,
he
I think
talking
that's
about
what
like within the offense?
No, I think you. I can look at it both ways then. Yeah, if we're talking about the leash of the offense, I think that's already being way more expanded. But I was looking at it as just the leash on, you know, how long is his rope to stay out there if negativity happens. I think the first game, it was very short. I thought the second game, it was also small. I thought what he did this week, though, was very different than what we saw the first 2 games in the sense of explosive plays, but also points actually being scored. And he continues to look better each and every week. So that's why I think that he's definitely, you know, allowed himself multiple games. That's what you heard me say, the 3 games, because I'm like, yo, I'm willing to give him a 3 game of, yo, you can have a bad stretch.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like I can't go past that, because now I'm going to look and say, was these 3 games fool's goal, or is this your
You're
new
saying
norm?
He played good 3 games. He gets 3 games.
Yeah, to keep to have the negative aspect. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, as long as he keeps playing well.
Right. If the next 3 are 0-3 and it's bad.
You catch what I mean?
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. But I think it should be like a game or 2 of like, right, because I don't want to overcome this.
Yeah. I don't want to pull him after one bad performance or after a loss, because it's like, as the dude who's been in that shoe before, like, that's tough on your confidence, man. That's tough on just how you are. Yeah. And that's the quarterback we're talking about. You know what I mean? So it's like, you don't want to mess with that psyche too much. And you don't want the team to feel like you're on such eggshells that, man, you can have 3 good performances, but 1 bad game, I'm on the bench. Like, that's tough. Unless this is, if Russ had his whole career here, I think it's a different conversation. Absolutely. Now it's been. But for a guy that technically is new to the team and hasn't had his production come here, I think that sends a tough message within the organization, and it's a dangerous game. You're kind of playing with that, man.
Right. Ty Twin, we lost the takeaway battle and still trust the Fields to make the right plays with the game in balance. I love the growth on offense.
Yeah, this is the first time we won a game while losing the turnover battle. I think they said...
What, it was only 1 turnover to 0?
Yeah, but it was like the fact we actually technically lost the turnover battle, though, and still won the game. Like, that hadn't happened, and it was like, I want to say it was 18? It's like a minute, man, since the last time we've won a game without winning a turnover battle, whether it's 1 turnover to zip or if it's 2 to 3, like whatever it is. Like, we couldn't do that, man. And from a league perspective, that is true. If you lose a turnover battle, your odds of winning drastically decrease, man. So we get that, man. But it was good to see that we were able to overcome that yesterday. Now, granted, that turnover is like, was it a turnover? Sure, yes. I don't know. It just didn't feel like that to me, man. Maybe because it was the style of the turnover. I don't know.
Richard Hunt, shout out to KP8 for and the fact that Fields wasn't like that was. I guess you could argue the worst pass that he threw.
And it was still a good pass.
It's not like he was clanging them off Chargers dudes' helmets or anything.
It was like I see what he's trying to do.
The ball, yeah,
the tight window throw, anticipating weird bounce, man. Yeah.
Richard Hunt, shout out to KP8 for getting us Justin Fields. Put a damn statue in front of the stadium. Here we go.
Why are they playing with your mans, bro? Why are they playing with your mans like that?
I mean, they could do that with a Pitt jersey. That's fine.
All right, man.
But if Dan Marino doesn't have a statue, KP ain't getting one. First, we need to get our own damn stadium over on Pitt's campus if we're going to do Pitt statues and stuff.
Kenny can be Hall of Honor, though, right?
For what? Steelers?
Pitt. No, Pitt. Nah, I ain't about to do that. Why you gonna say Steelers? Why you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You funny.
I don't know. I don't know what they.
I don't know if you're doing it for Pitt or not. Yeah. Like Pitt Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Not even
okay, I was gonna say you got to be in that though. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because you said it's Marino than him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I think Marino's over Pickett, but I'm sure people would have that conversation. Like, I think people would try because. It's different. It's just different eras and everything. But, like, I think Kenny he might have the most passing yards in Pitt history. You know what I mean? He has, like, all the passing, the best individual season and all that. But Marino was that guy from freshman to senior year. Now, senior year was a down year, but freshman year, junior year, he was, like, that dude. Yeah.
Got you.
I know his stats aren't going to show, like, anything crazy. But if you look at a lot of quarterbacks, not only in college, but in the NFL. Like, John Elway's stats, kind of not that great if you just look at the stats. But anyone you ask, John Elway was that guy. And that's what I know about with Marino.
So crazy. Like, when you look at his professional stats and knowing the era he played in and how even with that, they still are kind of, like, comparable to the day. Like, you had to
the 48 touchdowns.
Yeah, you had to be on something, like, crazy, bro.
Steve Griffith, thoughts on Jalen Waddle for Russ? Sure. I'd do that trade.
Once again, this is,
I'd do that trade right now. I'd risk it right now.
This is the what would you do for $1 million day. It's Jalen Waddle we're talking about. Why would the Dolphins offer Jalen Waddle for Russ? Like, hey, for $1 million, would you da-da-da-da-da-da? Like, I hope not. Sure. So it's like, if they offer Jalen Waddle, of course we would take him. But if the Dolphins offer Jalen Waddle for Russ, somebody in Miami is getting fired. That's what I do know, man. Somebody's going to get fired. I would love it, though. But somebody's for certain getting fired, bro. You know what I feel like when DeAndre Hopkins got traded? For what was that? Was it David Johnson?
The Cardinals.
Yeah.
Second round pick in David Johnson.
We're like, bro, what is this? But then you think about it. People got fired in Arizona, man. You get fired, bro. You don't want to get fired, man.
Well, no, Arizona got the better end of the deal.
They did, though.
That was the Texas
got
Bill
fired.
O'Brien.
You're getting fired, bro.
Yeah, they got fired.
You're going to get fired. You think about Chip Kelly in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Hey, here, man, take Shady. Oh, you want DJ? All right. Getting fired, bro. Yeah, you do that, you're getting fired, man. It ain't, can't do that.
How about D-Hop yesterday, though? Looks like he still has it.
The knee all right.
Back in the trade, man.
The knee all right, bro. Yeah, the knee is all right. Now, I think we can, That's a combo. I think that could.
Yeah, I saw all I need to see.
Yeah, I think that one makes
yesterday's game.
Yeah.
I saw all I need to see. He can still play. So
yeah,
the trade is back on, in my opinion, if we wanted to do it, for all the reasons that I said. Dude has the rest of this year left on his contract.
Yeah.
It's a cheap contract. He's playing with Will Levis, and the Titans are 0-3. Makes a lot of sense.
I ain't tripping. I like that one. D-Hop player.
Angel Rosales. Should I get a GP, Herbig, or Fields jersey? Get a Fields.
Ooh. GP is the safest of the group. Fields is definitely exciting though. Yeah. But I think GP is the safest.
If you want to go for the underground jersey of like, oh man, I want to impress everyone because no one has this jersey. Yeah, go with Herbig.
Herbig is definitely gonna do that, bro. Yeah.
Adrian Martinez says Steelers 38, Colts 13. Love, respect, and blessings. Excited for this matchup.
I like that, baby. I like that. All right.
I don't know if the Colts are scoring 13.
Huh?
I don't know if the Colts are scoring 13.
Yeah, I didn't even watch them all the way just yet. I just know they said that Anthony Richardson, and Caleb Williams, they said they was having a mid off yesterday. Just like, yo,
we just can't give up.
You suck.
We just can't give up the big play with Anthony
bro.
Richardson. That's about it. You look at his stats and stuff. Like his yards are coming off of like for each game like 3 or 4 passes. It's like a 40-yard pass to Pierce or like a 70-yard pass to this guy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let me get. We had one that came up a little earlier to the Stillmatic Network with G under Honda. Shout out to you, baby. It says Moats. Do you think the secondary is going to hold up? Health is going to be the biggest part, man. We obviously know Corey Trice been a little banged up. We saw Dante going in and out like some type of like arm situation, man. But if they can maintain their health, yes. And the reason I say yes is because the pass rush. The pass rush is the perfect complement to our secondary. Our secondary is really good, but our pass rush is flirting with greatness, you know, in terms of when you talk about historical sack numbers and totals and stuff like that. We got dudes that are capable of doing that this year from my eyes. And that includes the linebackers when we decide to blitz them. Shout out to Landon Roberts yesterday. You know, when we're looking, you know, with that, I think that it creates such an environment for the quarterback that I don't have all this time for double moves. I don't have a lot of time for me to just take 5, 6, 7 shots downfield during the game. Nah. Our pass rush, the way that we blitz, the way that we can win one-on-ones, it creates a lot of havoc. So as long as that's continuing, our corners are more than smart enough, more than talented enough, and have proven that they can produce in that capacity. And then, like I said, with our safeties, man, I think that they're both just very smart players, very productive players. And it's a veteran group. I mean, the youngest person in that secondary is JPJ. And JPJ has grown up around this since he was J-Big, man. So it's just like, to me, I feel like we're very mature on the back end. And that, I think, helps you, whether you're talking about very, you know, talented unicorn type players that you got to defend against, or when it's just, all right, we know this is a big week where these dudes trying to run the football. It's like, they all understand what is required of them each and every week. And I don't feel like they're a group that's selfish either. Like, I think that it's not, oh, Mika has to be in the post every time, or Mika has to be at the hook every time. It's like, nah, you play where you feel your strengths, so I'm going to go to where I think my strengths are, even though you're going to get better opportunities for stats. I don't feel like they're tripping on that. And I think that that's also a very positive sign. So, like I said, I feel confident about our group, man. I think that they can, as long as they stay healthy, man.
Andre Azell, although Justin and the offense are doing good, it seems Justin still hasn't found a main target / go-to receiver. Who do you see pulling away?
That was GP. I think that's the guy he feels most comfortable with. And the reason I say that, I look at hurry-up situations. I look at that end of the the end of the second quarter, who he's trying to hit when it's time to go down the grass. He's looking at GP. I look at that Broncos game when he was scrambling and he threw that thing down the yard. Who was he going to? It was GP. I think that he's just not force feeding, and that's the thing that I do like. But that's kind of what I was hitting at with Devontae Adams. We were talking about trading for him. Sometimes I feel like, man, when you have the big proven marquee name that's, you know, paid and respected like that, you feel more of a pull to want to let me feed him, let me keep it going over there. And I just think right now for Fields, he's just, let me play on the offense, man. Like, he's confident in GP, And I think he trusts the heck out of GP, but I just think he's not just trying to force it. And I think that's a big reason why he's not had a ton of turnovers either. Because when you're not forcing it, you're just letting it, play out like how it is. Now you're able to actually go through your reads and your progressions. And, I mean, not to talk too much Buffalo, but that was kind of the whole Josh Allen and Diggs combo. It's like when you got one of those guys, you feel like I got to get him the ball. Otherwise, it gets loud because this guy's proven. So why isn't he getting enough touches? Why isn't he getting enough yards? But it's like you look at it now and it's like, man, he can kind of just play with whoever, right? Even though, this guy is supposed to get, supposed to be a good player. It's like, yo, just play in the game, man. And I think for Fields, that's what he's doing right now. He's not feeling like I have to get this guy target, so I have to throw it to this guy. He's just playing, man. And right now he's doing really good. So shout out to the homie, man.
I think a big factor in all that Fields just playing free back there and not having to force feed a guy like Pickens is Pickens' respect for Fields.
Yes.
And not complaining when he doesn't get targets. Because I think he had the same type of respect for Mason because Pickens had that game against the Ravens. I don't even know if he got a catch or a target. You didn't hear a word from him. He was so pumped that we won and had a chance to make the playoffs. Whereas, obviously with Kenny at times last year, we got to see some of the Pickens, like little social media posts, the passive-aggressive stuff, the body language on the sideline. I think a large part of that was just he didn't really trust Pickett to run the offense in a way that even if Pickens isn't getting the ball, it's going to be successful. And that's why I think Pickens was frustrated. It's like, all right, if we're going to do anything to try to help this offense move, at least just throw it to me instead of doing this other stuff. And part of that was probably Canada and his play calling too. But now with Fields, I think he's got a certain respect for Fields, and is also seeing Fields like run this offense, be successful, and I think he's also maturing too a little bit like that. I think that's a natural thing going into year 3. But there's obviously the connection between Pickens and Fields that goes back to, weren't they on some type of team back in the day?
Yeah, Cam Newton's.
Okay.
Like when they would play this, like his passing league stuff during the summers. So,
yeah. So I think that's a big part of it too. I think Pickens just wants to see Fields shine, whether or not Pickens is getting the ball at a high clip or not. Obviously he wants the ball, but just to see the offense doing well, Fields doing well, I'm sure that's making him happy too.
Yeah, you had me laughing when you said, I'm sure he felt that way about Kenny or maybe didn't respect him. And I instantly thought of that picture from training camp this year where Fields is sitting on the Gatorade, a little cooler, and it's a trash can next to him. And he's like, yeah, see, he's back with his quarterback. Kenny's back on. Like,
who did that?
That was on the internet, man.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah, it was on the internet, man.
I was going to say, I don't think Pickens did that.
He didn't. No, but it was on the internet. I was like, yeah, I can see what y'all was doing. I can see that. Yeah. What a time.
Mike Hood says, shout out to everyone. I love GP, but he needs to hone his craft and detail his work. Comes off the line lazy at times. He's going to be great, but details matter. As you know, Mr. Moats, watch the tape.
Nah, man, ain't nothing wrong with detailing your work. And with young players, that's kind of what you are coaching against at times. Because at the youthful stage of your career, you still can get by on athleticism. You still get by on, I'm just better than this guy. Or he hasn't seen enough of my tape just yet. But the further you progress in this game, man, if you want to take that next step, those details do matter. Otherwise, you'll just be a really good down-the-grass guy. And those guys still get paid well, but there's levels to when we talk, the best in the league. There's levels to when we talk, man, this guy, that's the franchise. Hey, you can't touch this dude over here. And then you got the others, right? They're still good players, but they're just not what we view as like world beaters. And that's because they don't operate with the same level of detail, or athletically they're a little bit more limited, man. So with Fields, man, or not with Fields, with GP specifically, man, he'll continue to grow and develop, man, and we're already seeing that through his game, but he's also young. And that's the other part. Like, you do kind of have to allow them time to mature and time to get more of that detail in. But I think it's coming along, man. And the beautiful part is this. In the midst of him lacking some of that detail, his production has still been very high throughout his young career, but throughout the 2 seasons that we've already seen and even the start of this year, he still
that Denver game was big. That was his best game, but he only had like 20-something yards.
Yeah. And that's the part where it's like, as players, we watch it and we see what was made, but at the same time, you also say, the numbers, you want to see better numbers, and that will happen. But the details, all of it kind of goes into it together. But as a whole, man, I think that GP is right on. He's right on pace, man, where he's need to be in terms of where he's need to be going to.
Jay Cola asks, what do you think is going through Russ's head right now?
Probably a couple things. Number one, you're frustrated because your body is not responding. When you're a professional athlete, man, or just an athlete in general, your body is your world. And when your body doesn't feel good or your body is not responding the way that it's supposed to respond, that will drive you nuts because you know what you're capable of when you're healthy, but you physically can't go. Now, it's amplified at this level because you don't get to just deal with your body or the injury in peace. You deal with media, fans, whatever, right?
Field playing good in front of your eyes.
Yeah, so it's like you're dealing with that also. So now it's like, okay, I can't even focus on my recovery because now I'm having to ask myself, do I compromise my health to get out there sooner to kind of quiet this down, or do I allow myself to heal while opening up the door for this guy to maybe surpass me? So he's thinking about that. You also, I'm sure he's thinking about, dang, how easily they forget. Let me know when 3 games equals a Super Bowl championship and a Super Bowl appearance. How easily they forget. I'm sure he thinks like that as well, because from a player's perspective, we think like that. You're like, bro, that is worth more than this because that's happening right now and this was there. All right, bet. F it. Wait till we get another opportunity. I'm sure he got some of that in him. But at the same time, I also feel like he's on the vibe of, I can only control what I can control. And that's me showing up to work. That's me having great energy. That's me being a leader on this field because I'm still a captain. That's me whenever Justin Fields comes to the sideline and he has a question for me, I'm answering it. I'm giving him the best advice I can give him because that's who Russ is. Every time I watch him, that's what I see from him. Whether you talk about dudes that's currently on this team or at his other stops, that's always his energy. Now, like I said, we can talk about the personality stuff in terms of how it is projected out there, but he's always team good guy. He's never cancerous. So to me, I just think for, all of those things are kind of going through his head right now, but he'll be ready whenever his opportunity comes again, because you don't play as long as he's played in this league without having that type of mentality, without having that type of commitment to your craft, and more importantly, that type of belief in who you are as a player. Because as we've already seen, fans will shift on you in a heartbeat. You got to be the one that believes in you, because nobody gonna believe in you like that, man. I mean, there's people that think Russ sucks right now, and he's done nothing here in Pittsburgh, but they're like, yo, he sucks. Think about that, man. And we've already said, man, if Fields, Mitch, Kenny, or Mason had the season that Russ had just last year, all of those guys are in the exact same uniform that they were in a year ago. They're not getting moved on by. So that's the part that I'm sure he's very frustrated with, that because as the player, that's the stuff that I see. I'm like, God, dog, this is crazy at times. But you also have to understand this is new information. We're seeing Fields do certain things in this situation right now, with it being in season where the time matters. We don't have unlimited amount of NFL games. We play 17 regular season and then we hope for the postseason. So we don't have this luxury of, I can be super patient. Let me play this dude. Let me go back and forth, see who's the better guy. And then down the line, it's like, nah, we're trying to win now. So that's what makes it unique. That's what makes the situation what it is. But for me, man, I just think that Russ, he's locked in, man. But that's a lot of stuff you're going through, man. A lot of it. And he's probably telling you, man, don't bring that social media stuff over here, man. Don't bring none of that over here. Because you already feel it. Before you even see it, you already could feel the energy, man. Yeah.
He might be thinking about South Beach.
All I would say is this. You don't get to Russ's level if you are afraid to compete. If you don't think that, oh, man, it's not going perfect for me. Let me cut tail and run. Nah, Russ is who he is in his professional vein because of that dog that's in him, man. I don't think about any of that. I think for him, he's more worried about, let me get healthy. Because if he gets healthy, he feels like, yo, all I got to do is get an opportunity. And he's been in worse situations from his eyes. That's all. But once again, it's easy to forget about him. When you're not playing, it's easy. And it's also easy to go negative with the thought with Russ because he's not out there. Because it does feel better for us as we're talking about Fields. I just personally don't think that that's the case, though. I think that, we can feel confident about Fields and be optimistic about him, but also still feel confident in Russ, still feel optimistic about Russ. Like, I don't think it has to be one way or the other with that, but that's what we do whenever we talk about people.
I think that's it for the Supers.
I like it, bro. I like it. Bro, we've been vibing out, man. Shout out. And we got 10 minutes to spare. Okay. I like it. All right. Any final thing on the game? What you got? Anything left?
I think I said what I need to say.
QB1, riding with Phils. We both was in alignment with that. Are we both in alignment on wide receiver 2? We waiting. We good. Unless it's Devontae Adams or Jalen Waddle.
I don't even know if I want Adams.
Ooh, okay. Waddle, yes, though.
Well, if it's just trading Ross for him, sure.
Because that's what was brought up. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, Devontae Adams, I'm assuming we're giving up like a first or second round pick. I don't even know if Waddle's a Steeler to begin with. I mean, the speed's there.
I ain't gonna lie, that's what I question. I was like, I don't know how I like that fit on.
Yeah, the speed's there and stuff. And yeah, if we're just giving up Russ and we're saying Fields is the starter, sure. I feel like that's a low risk type of move for us.
Yeah,
but I don't think Miami's doing that trade to begin with. I'm not going out of my way to get Jalen Waddle. I'll put it to you that way.
Facts.
I just don't think he's a Steeler receiver. Drops a lot of balls over the middle. Drops some ones that he should be catching in traffic.
Unfortunately, I've seen him from the Buffalo perspective, so it's smoke. You know, until you join us, or I feel
tell me
different.
I'm wrong.
Like, yeah, bro.
I mean, you could tell me I'm
That's
wrong.
why I feel the way I feel about it, because I feel like he gets
me?
talked way highly, and I'm just like, bro, I've seen that too much, man. I don't think it's like that. I think you got a great system. I think you complement Tyreek well. And
I feel the same way about Tua and his stats.
Very fast.
It's like, okay,
I agree.
It's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. It's fine. It's good for fantasy football. It's good for your fantasy teams.
You know what I will say, though, in Tua's defense, not for what you're saying, I do feel, though, that Tua is going to get a little bit more credit because of how bad their offense looks right now without him. And I think the longer that goes on, you can still see that, yeah, Tua might not be great.
Yeah, no,
fair. But it's the whole Niners argument. Remember we said, oh, you can put anybody in Shanahan's office. It's like, no, you can't. Because we've seen where it was some of these other dudes down there and they could not have it working like that. Then it was the Jimmy G, now it's the Purdy. And it's like, when I look at where they got going on right now, I'm like, I don't know, man. Tua's still a good player, bro. Like, he's not great, but he's good.
Well, I'd like to see them at least just put someone in there that's not named Skylar Thompson and see how they can run the offense.
No, let him play this year. Let Skylar get some maps. I'm a Skylar Thompson fan, man.
No,
I like Skylar.
No, if anything, maybe they should trade a first rounder for Russ.
Go get the Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley, man. I'm sure he's out here somewhere.
There he did.
Where is he at now?
He's in Miami. They picked him up on his practice squad.
Oh, he's been sitting. Oh man,
just for last week, yeah.
Okay. Oh man, you made me. I thought I missed. I was like, it's been going on.
No, we talked about that.
All right, yeah. Get the Pro Bowler there, man. Let the Pro Bowler. He'll be the starter in 3 weeks. He's a Pro Bowler. You don't let that sit.
There's a lot of guys you could trade for if they really want to. They might. They're gonna have to give up something though, because I don't think teams are just gonna be willing to give up a quality backup just like that.
They'll call for us. I'm sure they'll call for us.
Call for a Mac Jones. Call for. Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson. I'm sure Kyle Trash is somewhere. They're going to, what's going on with this?
I feel like if they want to win this season and have a certain respect from their players in the locker room, you should get a Russ.
Yeah.
Because, like, at least that's something like Tyreek Hill or like Jalen Waddle. Some of the stars can, like, hang their hat on. It's like, all right, at least this guy knows what he do. I don't know if he'd be that great of a fit for the system or anything, but I think it says a lot more to bring in a Russ than to bring in like a Zach Wilson or like a Mac Jones. Now that might be better for the future.
Those seem like Band-Aids for this year that aren't really Band-Aids.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Maybe McDaniel believes in his system or believes that, hey, I could do what O'Connell's doing with Darnold. I could do that with like a Zach Wilson or a Mac Jones. But I think right off the bat, I don't know if that's you're gonna really have to deliver on that promise then.
I think that's very tough. I can see
there's a lot of pressure on McDaniel if you do that.
I can see them Russ, especially because of the contract time frame, because you still have Tua under contract until he says otherwise. So you don't want too much of a long-term commitment. What about in Carolina, Bryce?
Sure.
They would say, yeah, he's another wing.
You just don't go with Skylar Thompson or Tyler Huntley. I mean, try to do a little bit better than that.
Call Davis Mills up, man. He ain't gonna never play again, right?
Yeah.
You ain't feeling Davis?
No.
You don't like Davis Mills? He was straight.
No.
Oh man.
How Jimmy G? I mean, I'm not a fan of him, but
he would cost a little too much, right? Well, not at this stage. Not yet. Where?
He's in LA.
You're right. He's got the new deal. The deal is very affordable. All right. They saying Flacco to Miami, man.
Yeah, something
Call
like
up
that.
Joe,
I'm being serious.
Call up
something
Joe.
Like that.
low-key, I don't like...
Colts may not be able to do that, though. They might need to start Flacco in a few weeks.
Me personally, I don't want Flacco in Miami. I think he could actually make that cook a little bit because he got the big arm. He could so make that cook a little bit.
Colts can't give him up either. He might need to start next week or in a couple weeks. I think Kenny wouldn't be a bad idea for Miami.
Let A-Rich start this week, and then they can make the switch.
That's fine. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised after a couple months here. Or maybe another month, a few more weeks. They need to go to Joe Flacco. Well, it all depends. They wouldn't. They wouldn't do that. Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
You know,
Sam Howell wouldn't be a bad call.
You can't bench a first rounder, man. Sam Howell, where's he at right now?
Seattle.
You're right. Okay, he's backing up there. You got Heineke, who just came in. Well, depending on what Herbert.
Jake Browning.
Jake has success, yeah.
So there's names like
you got some options, yeah. You got options.
So a lot of these guys are quality, like in terms of at least an upgrade
from
what you have.
You still got Mr. Trubisky down there too, man. He looked good He looked good last game he was in, bro.
Don't do that.
Last game he was in, he looked real good.
If you want to win games, if you're Miami, don't do that.
Crazy, bro. Mitch could cook, man. Mitch looked good every time he put that blue and red on, man. Every time you take the field in blue and red, it's a perfect day.
Probably about 10 guys you could call.
Yeah.
Convince Brady come out of retirement.
You think he can still do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Looks too skinny now, though.
That's like the healthy CB12.
Yeah, I think he's too skinny.
And how you feeling about his commentary? 3 games in?
I've seen about like a game and a half.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm not gonna rip on the dude.
There we go.
Like it doesn't feel like how do I want to say this? It doesn't seem out of place.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's amazing,
right.
But I like Romo. People rip on Romo, but I like Romo. It seems like you're just sitting on a couch in the living room watching TV with him.
That's it. Yeah.
Like does he get a little eccentric at times or have his little cliche? I don't care. He's entertaining. Like I don't know. He's got a certain cadence to him. He's got a certain tone and certain energy. I think it's just good. Yeah. And he teaches you about the game. Like actually learn some stuff.
I like the different approaches, man. I don't know. I'm in favor of variety. I like when I can hear Jonathan Vilma and Greg Olsen at times. I like Collinsworth.
Both of them are really good.
You know, I like Collinsworth at times. I like
Collinsworth's good.
Yeah, I like what Romo brings, man. And
Aikman and Buck might be my favorite right now as a duo.
I think of them as like the standard. I feel like Aikman and Buck, and then you got Collinsworth. I feel like that's like the standard of
that's Monday night and Sunday night football.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Makes sense.
I'm like everybody else. I'm like, everybody else is nice, but I feel like those are like the perfect blend. But
I'd probably do Romo and Nance after them.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then, probably the Olsen, whoever Olsen's with.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the guy, but Olsen's really good.
Yeah. And I think for me, I don't know. It's just been what you're looking for with the games too, man. Like, I don't know. But I like the commentary.
Herb Street on Thursday night. Now Michael's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah. I still think of Herb Street as college, bro. I know. I'm washed. I'm tripping. But I like him. But he's nice. But he's college, though. It's Herb Street. Call big games, man. I like it. Man.
Al Moranish likes the Manning cast. I've never gotten into that.
Low-key, I haven't either, man.
I have no desire.
Low-key, I don't either. As much as, like, I get the buzz around it and I'm happy for them, like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Like,
yeah, it's fine. It's another avenue for people. If you like it, you like it. It's not for me.
Like, I don't know. I'm just too, like, traditional, man. I like the broadcast. I like watching the game. I don't want to watch y'all watching it, like, and hear y'all talk. I just like, oh, locked in, man. So, all right. Shout out there, man. Shout out. Well, that will do it for this here Victorious Monday show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed yourselves. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe. But either way, shout out to each and every one of y'all rocking with us. Man, you know we appreciate the heck out of y'all. And until next time, baby.
Peace.